It's Throwback Thursday with Covino and Rich.
Hi, my name is... What? My name is...
Are you telling me you built a time machine? What, a DeLorean?
Throwback Thursday.
What's the problem? Yo, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while my DJ revolves.
I don't even own a gun, let alone many guns that would necessitate an entire rack.
Throwback Thursday.
I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air.
Bueller.
What are you? I'm Batman.
Ned Ryerson.
Two in the box. Ready to go. Me be fast and they be slow.
It's Throwback Thursday with Covino and Rich.
Many Christmases ago, I went to buy a doll for my son. I reached for the last one they had, but so did another man. As I rained blows upon him, I realized there had to be another way.
What happened to the doll?
It was destroyed. But out of that, a new holiday was born. A Festivus for the rest of us.
Happy holidays.
Tell Santa what you really want.
Covino and Rich.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
Oh! Put that cookie down now! Oh my God!
I'm looking for miracle trees. Miracle trees.
Merry Christmas, little Timmy. Merry Christmas, little Timmy.
Merry Christmas!
You'll shoot your eye out, kid.
Everybody! Feliz Navidad, everybody!
Covino and Rich.
Holy shit! Where's the Tylenol?
It's Christmas Eve, everybody. Christmas Eve. Covino and Rich, thanks for hanging out with us. We got our Christmas green on today. Looking handsome, Dickie Doo. What's up? Good morning. Good day.
It's
Hey.
Festivus.
I
Get it
ring
right.
my Polar Express bell again for you. Annoyingly, by the way, I have been using the fuck out of this bell.
Nice. What's it supposed to do again? I forget the...
Sticking it up my ass. No. Every time I do a break on Sirius XM, Pop 2K or Hits 1, I just fucking ring this while I'm talking, and it makes me feel like I'm more festive.
All right, well, we got some Throwback Thursday discussions. We might air our grievances. I don't know, but we be rocking out. Let's do this. Like Popeye and Brutus. So thank you guys for being here. Thanks to Bree, Jess G, Darren Burry, Greg Kelly, Kim Giles, Ephraim, Bill Waxon, the Jackson. Get with it, Jackson. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everybody, for all your feedback. Happy holidays. Happy Festivus. Happy Throwback Thursday. I'm throwing it back to the Everlast days, even though Everlast is still a thing. Shout out to my guy, Muhammad Ali. Shout out to Golden Boy. Shout out to you, Rich. How you feeling, man? Have a good night?
I had a tiring night. I'll tell you all about it. By the way, you said, what's up to Bree? Is it a Brecember to remember? Isn't it a Brecember to remember?
Apparently it is, yeah.
That's what I heard, yeah. But yeah, no, I had a crazy night. I don't know if you want to start where we left off, because from your Instagram, it looks like you had a hell of a day there, Turtle Boy.
Hell of a day, bro. That's what they call me. Turtle Boy was in full effect yesterday. Busy day, man. We had a fun show. I thought we had a fun show. If you missed it, be sure to catch it later. I don't know what happened at the end because Spot disappeared, but I hope you're good, Spot. Good morning. Good day, Spotty.
Good morning. Happy Festivus. I just
Happy
want
Festivus,
to
man.
let you both know now. I've made a donation in your names to the Human Fund.
Oh, thanks,
That's your
bud.
gift. That's your gift for the year.
Oh, well, thank you. I don't know. Thanks,
It's money
bud.
for people.
I appreciate it. So will Spot air his grievances? I hope not. I hope we have a nice, fun show today.
Are we in a place where we can air our grievances?
I don't know. Spotty's in his cabin. Rich is in L.A.
I'm not
still
in my cabin.
Idaho.
This is my apartment.
I know, but I'm for the sake of illusion here.
No, I had to give up my cabin for the holidays. I'm Airbnb-ing it so I can make some money.
For the theater of mind, tomorrow we will be on Fox Sports Radio. No free Twitch Friday. Fox Sports Radio from noon to 4 on the West. So 4 hours of Covino and Rich. That's foxsportsradio.com. And then it's the big day, man. Christmas is upon us. The countdown is on. It's almost, Edward James, almost Christmas time. So I'm kind of excited about that, Rich.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No diggity. No doubt. Now, where we left off, you're in Boise. Boise, because you're such a good Boise.
Boise. Spicy.
And you got a potato in your pants, and
Guy's got a potato in his pants.
I saw a few things on your Instagram story that I'm guessing will be fun stories today on an action-packed Throwback Thursday, Covino and Rich. 2 days, or as my daughter says, 2 sleeps before Christmas? Yeah, 2 sleeps.
2 sleeps. You know, I'll get right into it, man. Yesterday was fun. We had a fun show. I did some turbo after that, and then Jordan said, you want to go get lunch? I said, sure. And, again, he lives right downtown, Colton and Dallas. I'm staying with Jordan's sister and brother-in-law, and it's like a really swanky.
He's so swank.
Hotel. It's very swank.
He's so
and
swank.
the downtown area is one of those up-and-coming, a lot of young, sassy sort of Idahoan sort of guys, I guess, and gals.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot of people from California moving out here, too. So we go to this random spot for lunch, and the whole vibe, dude, like you could just tell you're not in L.A., you're not in New York, you're not in New Jersey. You are in Idaho. Like the vibe of it, everything was very new, and just the people are very, very different. So, you know, I'm there with my camo jacket on. Like, I feel really strange. Like, I feel like I'm the different guy.
It's new construction sass, which is different than big city sass, because big city, like, you go to New York or you go to L.A. or even South Beach or Vegas at this point, the popular places are established, so there's a little wear and tear on them. When you go to a new town or a place that's just developed, because I've seen this in Texas in a few places where everything from the fucking streetlights to the pavement to the seating to the signs, you feel like you've walked into like a brand new world.
Implicitly. So again, the whole vibe's different.
I know that vibe. You're like,
there's like a beautiful
is brand new. Like
beautiful bar. There's like a, I don't know, like a fire going in the side. There's like old people who look like they have money and young people who look like they have money. You know, everyone's very LL Bean. You know, very much dressed like Colton, very sassy. Everyone's put together real nice. And you're like, man, you know, there's something about this. The whole vibe is just completely different. I know I'm not at home.
I remember just scrolling through you and Jordan's Instagram story when I was just fucking chilling last night after a long night. I'll tell you about my night later. I feel like you ate at such a sassy place where it was actually called like food. Like that had such a simple name. Like,
no, it was called, you know what it was called? Fork.
Fork. That's what it was.
Even better.
That was dinner. Okay. We'll get to that later. It was a long day.
Fork.
I'm exhausted.
So sassy. We just call it spoon.
Yeah. So I don't know. The place I went to yesterday, I guess it was lunch. So I'm early in the day.
They just called it lunch? Like that was the name of the place? Lunch.
Real sassy, but real nice. You know, I had a good time. And then Jordan was like, "You want to go for a walk?" I was like, sure. You know, we're downtown. Okay, cool. So we go for a walk, dude, and, you know, it's just beautiful, like, areas, beautiful landscape. It's just land. And I'm hearing monkeys and shit. I'm like, what the fuck is that? You know, Jordan's like,
your stomach
you want to go to the zoo? And I was like, the zoo?
Oh, you know what that means? She thinks about you.
Yeah.
Take her to the zoo.
Special people love the zoo.
Take her to the zoo.
Colton and Dallas and Jordan's family's like, take him to the zoo.
So, dude,
I'm who loves the zoo?
I'm like, I've been here
Jordan.
several times. Never once did you
zoo.
tell me that the zoo was literally right across the street. Like, right across the street. I'm like, the zoo? And I thought about it, and it's so like me to be like, nah, let's just keep on walking, you know? And I'm like, well, what's that over there? She's like, that's Boise State. I'm like, wait, we're right next to Boise State and the zoo? Like, I didn't even put that together. And
Boise
don't blame it on
huge?
me, Rich, for being unaware. Like, this is only maybe my second or third time even in this area. Like, I didn't know that. I'm right next to Boise State and right next to the Boise Zoo.
So if I'm you,
yeah,
because I'm a little different than you. You're more of a, I'm going to fucking chill. In my mind, I would have been like, all right, let's fucking go to the zoo, and I want to see that fucking blue football field. How do I see that blue football field?
Yeah, that would have been cool.
I have seen the football field before, like just driving by it, and like, whoa, and like it looks weird to your eyes. You know, you're like, man, that's a lot of blue.
Even I want to see that.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that we were that close to the action. Like this, it's like a college town, I guess. A lot of young people around here. we're right next to Boise State. And Jordan's like, yeah, I used to live right here with my girlfriend, and that's the bar I worked at and this and that, right? I'm like, oh, shit, okay, so now I got my bearings, and I understand sort of where we are in the layout of Boise. I'm like, sure, let's go to the zoo. So, again, I'm usually pig won't, right? No, I don't want to go to the zoo. Can't we just chill? So I dared to be different, Rich. I said, yeah, why not? Let's make it a December to remember. We went into the zoo, and Jordan's like, is it closed? And then we see this dweebus there, selling tickets. I'm like, oh, I guess it's open. Dude, nobody there. I mean, it's December.
Well, it is a few days before Christmas, and you went on a Wednesday afternoon, which is probably the best time to go if you want to just fucking get through shit.
Implicitly. So, you don't know what to expect. And to make a short story long, to make a long story short, guys, sometimes you go to the zoo and you're like, where's the tiger? And the tiger's sleeping because it's 105 degrees out. You're like, well, why ain't the monkey? How come the monkeys aren't frolicking? Where are the monkeys? And they're like, the monkeys are tired that day, or they're in their little cabin. Like a lot of times you go to the zoo and it's hit or miss on whether you see all the animals that you want to see, right? Where's the lion? Oh, he's in his cave over there, like taking a nap. Like, oh, man.
That's usually the worst feeling. Like, oh, sweet, the snow leopards. And you're like, where are they?
Or, Mr.
There's a little rock they like to hang out behind, and you're never going to see them.
You want to see this, like, cool chimp. You're like, oh, Mr. Bubbles is sick today. Like, oh, man. So, dude, I don't know if luck was on our side yesterday because, again, two factors are at play. Nobody's there. Like, we have the whole zoo to ourselves. And I'm like, how did you not tell me about this zoo? But every animal we saw came right up to the glass, dude. Like, right up to it, as if it felt our vibe or something. It was like, what's up? It was the luckiest day and probably the most fun day I've ever had at a zoo. And I have the pictures to prove it. Dude, I'm a Leo, right? I'm a Leo. Dude, there was a lion that came right up to me. He was like, what's up? And he was just chilling the whole time.
Meow,
he was like,
meow.
Meow. Not to state the obvious, but, you can't help but take it in. We've all seen lions before, but when they're right there in your face, you're like, look at his head.
Meow,
this thing is
I'm
majestic.
A lion. Meow. That's
and
Jordan.
We're showing a picture of Jordan and the lion, and he was just like, "What's up, man? What's up?" He just hung out there.
That lion
is pacing.
Is a total mood. That's how I feel right now. I feel like that
by the way,
meow.
just based on everything being like you said, Boise has that feeling of
new.
It seems like that zoo itself is even like less blockage between you and the animals, like a nice newly fresh clean glass between you and the animals. Like I feel like the Bronx Zoo would have like gates that like your picture would come out shitty or something.
Yeah, no, the monkey's behind bars like he's in prison. So just one of those lucky, like, wow, even though it was kind of cold, it was a beautiful day, and we were walking around. I'm like, wow, man, this is really turning out to be a nice day and totally spontaneous because we had no plans on going to the zoo. And then we're just walking around, Rich, and I'm just throwing this out there. And again, probably stating the obvious, but you go to the zoo, you take things in.
Yeah.
One thing I did notice is how great cartoons depict the personalities of these animals. Like, if you see a goat and his eyes are all sideways, usually some dopey sort of stoner goat. And we saw these vultures, and they're still the most fucking evil-looking things, and they just depict them so perfectly in cartoons. You're like, man, look how evil these vultures are, dude. But I saw something I don't think I've ever seen before. A few things, actually. Dude, have you ever seen an actual Seahawk?
Well, that's a good question. I've seen a hawk.
Right.
Again, I don't know the different types of hawks. This is where my brother, Top Jimmy, the Birdman, would come in handy because I feel like Spot and I think you were there, or maybe you had dipped away. Do you remember when we were in Catalina Island and there was a fucking bald eagle like 2 feet away from, not 2 feet, but like 10 feet from us, just perched?
Majestic.
Everyone, oh, Spot, you weren't there.
He wasn't. It was
you weren't
beautiful.
There. Covino was there. There was a bald eagle, Spot, that perched like literally 10 feet from us, and everyone around us like stopped and like, fucking majestic.
Dude, yeah, those are magical moments because people will be like, it wasn't an American eagle. It wasn't a bald eagle. And like, yo, it was. And I have the pictures to prove it. I got the receipts, as you say, Rich.
Yeah.
It's like that story I tell of the California condor flying above me. Remember that story? Nobody believes it.
Or the moose in New Jersey. No one believes that either.
Nobody believes that. Those are majestic, like, oh, shit moments. So, dude, I'm walking around.
Kitties. No one believes me.
Nobody believes it. So I walk in. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And it says a Seahawk. You know, in my mind, I know the Seattle.
DK Metcalf?
Yeah, it was DK Metcalf. No, so in my mind, you know, I'm picturing the logo. I'm picturing just a hawk. Dude, a Seahawk must perch at about 4 foot tall, and it has this dopey big beak. So imagine, like, it looks like an eagle kind of with a dopey sort of mini toucan, like dopey sort of dodo beak. They're the craziest looking hawks I've ever seen.
So it's sort of like a Dave Craig or a Steve Largent Seahawk.
Yeah, it's a dopey Seahawk, but they're giant, dude. I had no clue, and it dawned on me. I don't think I've ever seen one or Googled one. And then it dawned on me that Russell Wilson probably has never seen a real one either.
Oh, no, because they fucking fly and come back on the perch.
Right. Yeah. Is that a Seahawk, though?
Yeah, of course it is.
Dude, when you see one up close, you're like, oh, shit, man, these things are kind of wild. So I'm in the bird exhibit, and like I said, there's something in the air where all the animals are coming up to us. I don't know what it is. It's the lucky day, that's all.
Are you the Mexican Ace Ventura? You were like, come to me, my jungle friends.
Yo, dude, I swear to God. Then I saw this bird that I'd never seen before. It had eyelashes. Again, you would see this bird depicted with big eyelashes in a cartoon or something. I'm like, I've never seen this bird before.
Did you pull out your hog?
No, I don't.
Hoping it would perch
You know what,
on top?
Rich? I have video of this encounter. And a quick version. I'll post the long version later.
No, the long version's great. I'm going to play the long version. Long version's
You're
great.
Play the long version?
Yeah, the long version. You can cut it off
Yo,
whatever, but
Rich,
the long version's great.
You got to see Covino versus the Wild, Steve versus nature at the zoo, because somehow this bird was speaking to me or hated me or didn't like my vibe, or it was really interesting, man. But this is the weirdest bird you've ever seen.
Just be careful, because the last time a guy named Steve encountered nature, he got stabbed by a stingray, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, come on.
Check this one.
Oh, come on.
Okay. What are you?
Go back.
Caw-caw.
I think this bird likes me.
It's all in my grill.
It's trying to get to your junk. Look, it's trying to get to your junk.
Oh, it's looking at
your worm, bro.
Jordan's jubbos.
Oh, is that it? It's got its own jubbos.
He's so mad at you.
Not you.
Dude, this bird hated me, bro.
Well, you're in its face.
I mean, it was tapping on the glass. It was mean mugging me.
It's perceptive.
It's perceptive.
Why is he
It really
so
is.
mean?
It's really perceptive. They don't mess with me.
Yo, no glass there. That bird fucks you up.
Yeah.
I want you to
Think
host
about that.
Can you host a nature show? Your childlike wonder is so fascinating.
Imagine there's no glass there. Cavito's like on the ground and the bird's like, caw, 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 caw. Like that shit would have been stabbing the fuck out of you.
I thought about that. The bird's natural instinct, right? If there was no glass, would be to attack. Imagine if you saw that thing and its wings spread out. You'd be like, ah! You would run so fast, dude. That bird would have attacked the shit out of me, and it was meat gazing. It was looking at my junk. It would have attacked me in my junk. Anyway, that was just one encounter. You saw the lion. I told you about the Seahawk. But everything we saw was just right there. Jordan spent about 45 minutes just watching the monkeys play. They were doing a mean routine of parkour, jumping off the glass, you know, just a great day at the zoo, man. That's all I have to say.
It wasn't monkeys playing poker?
No,
I have
but
a
they were,
picture somewhere.
dude, monkeys, alligators. We
Monkeys
saw
playing.
everything yesterday right there. Where normally, like I said, with my luck, you know, that exhibit's closed for the day or Mr. Tiger's sleepy. So we went to the zoo, spontaneous. It was awesome. Then we continued our walk, came back to the place, and I had a bit of an embarrassing moment that I'll tell you about.
Is it true that the
Is it you climbing in that turtle shell?
wasn't it true that when you saw the black bears, they were like, "Yo, baby, put them on the glass"?
Yeah.
Is that true?
That was a great joke I would tell in the early 2000s.
They said they were like to Jordan, "Hey ma, hey ma, hey
that's
ma,
funny.
hey ma."
They said, "Yo ma, yo ma, yo ma."
Yo, ma.
Jordan said, "I'm with my boyfriend."
That
I ain't
zoo
seen no
seems-
boyfriend.
That zoo seems very very accessible. It seems beautiful. Like I feel
seen
like a
no
lot of
boyfriend.
times you walk, there's so many fences and gates, rightfully so. It's fucking dangerous animals, but I feel like they designed that where everything you're seeing, you're right up at a glass.
Look at this,
Dude, the
this-
most dangerous animal of all, I don't know if you saw in my
This
Instagram
turtle?
story, was the wild tortoise that was
Cove
did you see
turtle?
this one? Yeah. Yeah, dude. I was like, I want to get in this. They had a turtle shell that either was for midgets to get into or little kids.
No,
and
no.
I'm assuming little kids. But
Little-
I
no,
wanted to
little
get into it.
Little Mexicans. It's for little
Dude, it
Mexicans.
was, as you can see in this picture, if not, I'm sorry, check my social media. Maybe you're just listening. I appreciate it either way. I tried to get into this turtle shell for a picture opportunity. And, dude, it was the most difficult thing to get into and out of. But I posted it at Steve Covino. So we had fun, man. That picture depicts pretty much the whole day. I had a fun time.
Well, I love that. Isn't that your movie Turbo where it's the turtle?
That's a snail.
Oh, it's a snail. Oh, damn it! I should have found a snail.
I was the tortoise yesterday, and we had a great time. Came back.
The tortoise and the hare.
We started to watch the Bachelorette finale, right? So, because I haven't seen it yet. So I'm sitting there, and Colton and Dallas like, "You had fun time at the zoo? That's awesome." We're like, "Yeah," and we had a nice, great lunch, and what a day. Like, well, make yourself at home, and I do that, and I put my feet up, and I'm just chilling, and I realize the whole time, Colton's very sassy, dude. Again, out of a J. Crew catalog, like he has a long, sassy like wool coat and a scarf, and he's very put together, right? And I'm there like, I'm just me. And I'm in like, chill mode.
I picture him in a denim jacket with that fur lining.
Like they wear matching
Looking all
pajamas,
studly.
pants and bottoms, and walking around with coffees and slippers, that kind of thing. Man. They're very put together, right? And they said make myself at home, so I got my feet up, chilling, watching The Bachelorette.
Newlyweds,
Then
am
I
I
realized,
right?
What, Spot?
I said newlyweds, am I right?
Am I right?
Man, yeah.
Am I right?
Let me see him in
Totally.
10 years.
Yeah. Would you like a latte? Would you like a latte? Latte?
Latte?
Latte.
Did you say a lot or a latte?
Yeah. So I realized that I'm sitting there with my feet up on their couch. But, yeah, first off, Jordan has, like, goose shit on her ankles from the zoo. And I realized that I got socks on that I shouldn't even own. Like I have socks on that I should have not brought like on this getaway. I got the full-on screen door, the screen door hole socks on the bottom.
Those socks are
Like,
holy, holy.
Like in like a Disney cartoon where the hobo, like you see his foot and his socks are all patched up and his toes sticking out. Like I have on like hobo socks, dude, and I'm thinking to myself, man, I hope Colton and Dallas didn't see me rock hobo socks in their beautiful swanky home while they're rocking their J. Crew catalog outfits.
They have matching holiday slipper socks.
I was so, dude. Immediately, I pulled my feet in like the Wicked Witch of the East. And her socks come in from under the house. I pulled my feet under that blanket.
I've tried to hide my feet before in embarrassing situations. I told you when I was wearing my $9 sneakers in front of Jose, I kept trying to put my feet behind the desk.
Dude, I pulled as soon as it dawned on me, because I feel like I saw Colton look at my feet. And then I'm like, oh, man, he saw the screen doors and the holes in my socks. He's going to think I'm a hobo. He's going to be like, what kind of guy am I? So I pulled my feet immediately under the blanket. And because it's very cold here, and I hid those bad boys for the rest of the day. And Jordan's probably hearing about this for the first time right now, and probably embarrassed.
Oh my God, he has good socks, guys. Just so you know.
So I finished The Bachelorette in embarrassment. It was good. She picked the wrong guy. Who cares? Moving on.
You know how you're gonna know? You know how you're gonna know if they saw? If all of a sudden before you come back to LA, Colton's like, Covino, hey, I got you a little something for the holidays, eh? And it's like a little gift bag of socks.
He bought me new gold toes, yeah.
Just
yo,
a little
dude.
something. I just, figured you might need them, eh?
You know what happened too? I want to know if you think this is funny or embarrassing. While I was sitting there watching The Bachelorette, someone's at the door, right? And I don't know who's at the door, and it was like one of Colton's friends. And I hear him, and I'm like, oh man, is there like a bunch of people here? I don't even know.
Let me guess. Colton's friend is also super handsome.
No, I don't know who's there at the time. So one of Colton's friends comes to the door, and actually it might have been his sister. I'm just embarrassed to ask. I don't know.
Also super handsome.
Yeah. So they come to the door. I'm there laying down, lounging, and I sit up and I hide my socks, and I'm like, oh hey, and she stops dead in her tracks, and she looks at me. The room stops. Everybody stops to watch this encounter. She goes, oh, Covino? And I'm like, yeah, what's up? She's like, Covino of Covino and Rich?
No.
And I'm like, no.
No.
And she's like, just kidding, what's up? And I'm like, oh, man. Like, yeah, totally got bro. Dallas is like, oh, that's embarrassing. Poor Steve. I got so bad, dude. I got dissed. I was like, yeah. And like Jordan even felt a little bad. She's like, it's not that far of a stretch. He has a lot of Canadian listeners. I bought into it so bad, dude. I got so bad.
Oh,
so,
dude, you like the old guy on Impractical Jokers.
Dude. Yeah, I was.
Wait, are you a 5-time, what was he?
What was?
Super athlete.
Like
super athlete
champion.
By the way, she committed to this so good that like I had no choice but to buy into it, at least for a split second. And I had no choice but to applaud, like, wow, man, you got me real good. I got so bad, and it just was a big laugh for everybody. And apparently her and Colton like set that up at my expense, but it was funny. It really was.
I mean, funny, but you know what? It's not crazy. I mean, I've gone to different family events or things where I was recently somewhere where I thought someone was fucking pulling my leg because they were a little like, oh my God, I love you on the radio, Covino and Rich, and you're on Hits One and Pop 2K. I hear you all the time, and I'm like, all right, who's fucking putting you up to this? It happens sometimes. There are people that that appreciate what we do, but that was a fucking good got.
Oh, I got bad, dude. Like it was so bad and embarrassing that it was good, and I didn't mind it, and I actually had to laugh at myself. And
I appreciate the support. It's not easy doing radio and TV. But thanks for being, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, exactly. And everybody erupted in laughter, and I'm like, meh. I got holes in my socks. So yeah, really, really weak but funny at the same time. Colton got a good laugh out of it. And,
I got him, eh?
Everyone was pointing at me.
Dave Jacobs. Holy cow, man. Can I shake your hand?
Certainly.
Superhuman athlete. Oh my God, I've seen you on YouTube. Holy
superhuman
Are
athlete.
you kidding me? Is this a put on?
No, it's not. I don't know who he is. No, I saw
Steve
you in the New
Covino?
York.
I just played it for him.
Come on.
Superhuman radio podcast guy?
Oh, how did you know? No,
Dude,
you're kidding. How is this possible?
Again, it was almost out of context. I wouldn't expect them to get me in that way. You know what I mean? But because it is believable. But they got me. They got me good. I was like, wow, because I'm usually not that easy to get in that way. But she said, hey, man, it was nice to meet you. So I was confused because I thought I had met her before. So the whole thing was confusing to me, but it was funny. So we watched The Bachelorette. She picked the wrong guy.
I heard that someone else told me that, not just you. One of our listeners or one of our friends, I was like, yeah, what are you up to? And they're like, I watch a Bachelorette. You picked the wrong guy. I'm like, I guess that was the consensus, huh?
Oh, yeah. They're getting, like, destroyed on social media. Like, it's so evident to everybody, to even her parents, at that point that she was picking the wrong guy. And, of course, she picked the bad boy, and the nice guy who really loved her is heartbroken.
Oh, I was going to say, because I don't watch, but I listen to you enough to know that, yeah, there was a bad boy that was like, yeah, whatever. And then there was the guy that's like, I will lick your toes and whatever you need for the rest of your life. I'm your guy. And she's like, nah, I'm going to go with like the jerk off.
Yeah, total. She went with the playboy fuckboy guy who was really nice.
And you know what? the reality is, isn't that a reflection of dating? And then women say, why do things not go the way I want them to? Well, that's why.
Yeah, and you wouldn't wish anything bad on anybody, but that relationship will be over in a year or two. And then again, short story long, we went out to dinner to the place called Fork that you already described as to be this really nice place. It really was. It was really nice. I enjoyed it.
Are there 2 dots over the O in Fork?
Yeah.
Fork.
Oh my God. And then at dinner, someone came up to the table and they're like, oh my God, are you Super Vato Hero? And Covino's like, oh my God, mate. Psych.
Colin's like, got you again, eh? Yo,
you must
can
have
I
been
just tell you
fuming.
this?
You must have been fuming because I would hate being the butt of a joke.
No,
in a situation
dude.
like this, you must have been
Bro,
fuming.
it was so good that I had to laugh at myself. It really was. But again, man, like Jordan and I look nice, you know, and Jordan's beautiful, but her sister and Colton really put themselves together.
They're
like
also,
out of a catalog.
They're also 20 with like minimal responsibility compared to you.
Right. Yeah. So I'll tell you, I did have an old guy moment, and I'll tell you about it in a minute.
Well, I mean, think about it that way. Like I think about like when I first started dating my wife, I always think about the different lifestyle. And I'm not going on a dad life, married guy rant. I'm just saying life is different. So let them live that up because that's not permanent, as Mickey and Rocky would say, permanent.
I mean, I don't know. It seems to be the vibe of a lot of people out here. But again, in a young city,
live in that moment. But yeah, but young meaning like you're not young forever. When you know, like there was a time where you had an apartment where everything was pristine and nice, and your clothes were all like, you know, you had certain clothes you went out to party in. Like, yeah, that's called being 20 something.
Yeah, I mean,
it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Out of a catalog. Jordan's like, you guys look like you're rich, and they did. You know, it looked like we were hanging out like the Buxtons, third generation Clancy's.
No disrespect to Clayton and Dallas. I'm sure they're
Colton.
great. I look forward to meeting them
Who's
one
Clayton?
day. I'm sorry. Oh,
Clayton's my brother-in-law.
Yeah, I'm sorry,
that's right. Yeah.
I look forward to meeting Colton and Dallas one day. They
I do
seem
too.
awesome.
I just want to bask in their beauty.
I do have to point out to you, though.
Do they glow?
I do have to point out to you, just because it's the truth.
They glow, don't they?
When you go there, there's also a sense that they want to not only show you a good time, but they're putting their best foot forward too. So like,
of course.
Like their house is cleaner than it's ever been.
They're great hosts.
They're making fucking macchiatos for you in the morning. They don't do that every day.
I don't feel bad about it. I think it's great. I'm just giving you.
Like when people come visit me out here in LA, guess what I don't do? I don't fucking stroll the beaches of Malibu every day. But when people come visit me, it's like, yeah, I went to visit Rich. We went to Malibu. We ate at a steakhouse on the beach. And then we went to Disney. And then we went to Santa Barbara. Like, yeah, that's called like when family or friends visit.
Yeah, your sister must be like, yo, it's crazy because Rich and Sarah ride tandem bikes. You should see them. And Rich is like, yeah, only because you were here. Only because you were here.
It's so weird. My brother in L.A., he goes to see the sunset in Malibu every day.
Every day. And he like suns his asshole, him and his wife. It's weird. So again, you know, we have this like wonderful dinner. Like wonderful. Really great.
The screenshot that Jordan took of your dessert looked like there were little souffle-looking cups that were probably very overpriced, but it looked like a really sassy, swank place.
Yeah, really nice dinner, great meal.
What did you get?
Jordan will tell you I'm a great date because I split things with her. And then I split things with her. Know what I'm saying? Jason Brown, know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? Rafiq, what's up? Oh. So we split things, then I split things, and she ordered the like filet mignon, and I got the like huli chicken surprise or whatever it was called, like some sort of fancy chicken breast with veggies, and it was fantastic. So we split it together. Had a nice time.
I love fancy
walking
breasts.
back, and again, I'm getting the tour. I'm getting the explanation. I'm getting the, Jordan used to work here, and where you going, Rich?
Nowhere. I'm just giving you a one shot.
Oh,
dude. You just fucking broke the fourth wall. I texted Spot. give Covino the one shot so I could adjust my mic, and you pulled Rich Davis, and you're like, what's going on?
What's going on?
Hey, dude, you break the fourth wall like 5 times a show. Sarah! Sarah, hey Ben, get over here.
Okay, as long as we're outside the fourth wall here, Covino, turn your mic down a notch. Rich is going to turn his mic up a notch.
Yeah,
I just want to bounce. Just one notch. Just one notch. That's it.
Covino, you always say that I'm too loosey-goosey. I was trying to be pro. I said, Spot, give Covino the one shot while I adjust the mic.
Well, hold on. What's the occasion? Since when is there a fourth wall? You break that shit every day, like you're Ferris Bueller.
I know you like professionalism.
Actually,
so
you know what, Rich? Sit down. I think this is okay. I think him bringing down a notch is fine.
Okay.
Rich thinks he's Zach Morris, fucking breaking it every 3 minutes. Sarah, can I have more coffee? So anyway, long story short, sorry about that, Rich. And great job. I'm sorry I blew it. I was like, where's he going in the middle of my story?
In fact, hold on. Sarah, coffee! Sarah! Man, get over here, you little monster.
To wrap it up and to really get into it, and I do want to hear about your night too. Sorry I've taken up a lot, but I'm out here sightseeing.
I love your stories. I love the cult and stuff. I love the vibe because, honestly, I think it's good. Now I sound like I don't want to sound like condescending because I know you're going to say that, but I think it's good you hang with other couples like that randomly, even though it's Jordan's sister.
Yeah, they're fun.
Because I think you're a guy that doesn't get out as much as you should. I know Jordan says that too, but like, I think it provides stories and fun and experience, and I'm so glad. Your instinct, I know for a fact, was, fuck the zoo. Let's just fucking chill. Take a walk and go home.
100%. And look, this turtle picture is making me famous, dude.
Like,
people are saying it should be a T-shirt.
By the way,
can it be a T-shirt?
That turtle photo of you.
Yeah.
I saw it on Instagram, and I was like,
it's brought me so much joy.
Yo, bro, Spot, I sent you a picture. Not Covino, way better than me at that, but just to show you that Covino and I are destined to do a show together. It's just destined that we're meant to be together on radio and television. Last time I went to the zoo.
Dude, that's crazy. I took one just like that too. That's funny as hell, bro.
You and I are the same dummy.
I think subconsciously you remember that photo and you're just like, I need to recreate this.
No, dude. I was walking by it and I was like, that would be a funny picture to send to my family because my dad's the turtle whisperer and we've had turtles our whole life. I'm trying to win my dad's love back. I'm trying to gain some traction in the family again.
So my thought is we share one dumb brain, but I'm so glad that
sounds about right.
I'm so glad that you decided to put yourself out there and do that. I think it's important. I think it's important to share experiences. That's great.
On a side note, I am getting tons of feedback on that.
That's what I was going to say, Covino. I saw your post. You had posted it. I think it was like Covino posted this 5 minutes ago, and you already had 60 comments.
Do you see
what
happened?
He posted this 5 minutes ago. Everyone that we've worked with, random people. I think Shannon Guns even reposted, and she's like, this is Steve Covino, and might be my favorite picture ever.
The best photo of the day.
She's like, this is Steve Covino from Turbo. He gave me my first job with the Covino and Rich show. This brought me the most joy today. Some shit like that.
For real. You need to, it shows that when you have a little fun with yourself, and I don't mean naughty fun, but people enjoy it. People appreciate when you put yourself out there.
Oh, you know what, man? You're really right. I definitely got that vibe from that stupid photo, and your story, Rich, or your feedback of my dinner too. Yeah, I had a really good time. It is nice to do that.
And by the way, don't brush over what Spot said. You're a guy that's so reluctant to put yourself out there, and you're always Mr. Professional. Bro, we got to be professional. Your picture of you with a turtle got more love than any stupid fucking clip that you insist upon. Yo, post this, do this. Oh, edit this, do this. A picture of you in a fucking turtle shell is probably your most popular Facebook or Instagram photo.
Yeah, people love personal stuff, and they love humor and putting yourself out there.
Dude, I'm going to be in the next 10-inch Mutant Ninja Turtles, bro.
No,
10-inch.
It's 10-inch Mutant Ninja Step Turtles because you're stuck in the turtle shell.
Yo, getting out was the worst.
No. Help me, Step Bro. I can't get out. Help me, Colton.
I never comment on Instagram or social media, and she commented on that picture. Yeah, it got people smiling yesterday.
I guess, it made people laugh. So thank you for that. Hey, leave a comment. Let it go viral. Check out this Vato Turtle at Steve Covino. And then my final story of the day. After dinner, we walked back, and again, this little city's so beautiful, guys. I can't wait for you to see it and to enjoy it. It's a growing city.
Do I have to drive there?
That's a long drive.
It's a long drive. I would love it. I'll do it. I'll drive up there.
If you and Jordan were to get married, would you get married in Boise?
I wouldn't be opposed to it, but she doesn't. I don't think she wants anything big if we were ever do that.
But if I go, I insist on staying with Colton in Dallas.
Oh yeah, you guys would love them. You would love them.
I want that to be part of my experience.
You'd love them because Dallas is super fun, right? And super outgoing, and she loves to talk and have fun. And Colton's like the nicest dude, and he's fun to hang with too. So you guys would love them. My last story is we're walking back, and I'm just taking it in like, man, this city's so nice. Yeah, we got to go there. We should check that out. Jordan's like, yeah, that's the bar I used to work at. I worked at this club, and I lived there. She's pointing shit out. And she said something about, like, back in the day, some boss she used to work for, this and that. I don't know, something that triggered a thought. And I had an old guy moment because I was like, guys, I hate to remind you all here that I'm, like, way older than everybody. I was like, but imagine this for a second on a Throwback Thursday, on a Way Back Wednesday.
If you will.
If you will. Let me take you back into when I was going out and partying and doing the things you're talking about. I was like, imagine what it was like going on a date, hanging out with your buds, and going to one of these bars with your nice outfits on that you guys are wearing straight out of the catalog, and then come back smelling like an ashtray. Can you guys imagine the entire restaurant and bar just full of smoke? Because that's what we dealt with. And it was like, wow, yeah, I never really thought about that. And I'm like, yo, that was our entire, like, 20s, 30s, like, you would have fresh clothes out of the laundry, and it would smell like shit by the end of the night. And that's just how we lived.
It was
and
the
people
worst
don't even think about it. It really was.
The worst feeling when you had a new shirt, or let's just say fresh jeans you didn't feel like washing right away, but you had to because it was like, yo, they smell like ass.
It was the worst. So I brought them back to that time. They're like, wow, tell us more. And I was like, and get this, guys. They used to have ashtrays on airplanes.
Whoa!
Yeah. Can you imagine that? And then I'm sure Dallas looked at Jordan and said, Jesus, how old is this guy? But, so that was my old guy moment of the night. Boom. Brought to you by D's Nuts. But on a Throwback Thursday, it is insane how far we've come with that. Now we look down on people doing that.
Yeah.
But,
by the way, just so you know, when I was in the Dominican Republic, when I was in the DR, hanging with Big Papi, for my dad's birthday, people were smoking outside at the restaurant, and I did not make a scene, but Sarah and I got up and moved, like, because we had just sat down. You know, like those little lunch. I mean, you wouldn't have.
There's smoke here.
Is that how you caught the black lung?
Yeah, but you wouldn't have.
No, dude. If it's like, yeah, you're so chilling.
It was like, but you went to, I mean, you would have done the same thing.
Yes.
You know those little, like, lunch buffets and an all-inclusive, like, you go grab a little something, whatever, at the, the little carving stations and stuff.
The Mangoo tray.
Sat down. The minute we sat down, two, like, middle-aged women were at a table next to us, Europeans. They fucking break out their Virginia Slims, and they're like right next to us while we're eating, and we're like, yo, what a flashback to our childhood. We, like, subtly got up and just moved a few tables down. Yeah, but Spot, fuck you, because you do the same thing, you jerk off.
Depends on how much Mangoo I had on my plate.
No, would you sit at a restaurant?
Yeah, it just feels disrespectful. It feels like
Spot, and
I move when people are too loud.
And would you sit and willingly sit next to someone that was blowing smoke, like, at your table?
Were they actually, like, going like this?
Towards you? It feels that way, though.
When you're on a beach and there's a breeze and you're next to a table where two people are smoking cigarettes.
I've done that. No, I've done that because I've been, like, downwind of a big bachagaloop sitting at a pool with a cigar. I'm like, I don't want this shit. I hate the smell of cigars.
You never want to cramp that guy because he's living his fucking life. But at the same time, yeah, you move. But, like,
you move. You're the one bothered, even though they're being, not considerate. But you're the one bothered, so you move.
you're trying to have a fucking nice little pasta dish or have a cocktail and
mango.
Yeah, dude, it's gross. It's gross. And the fact that we would sit in bars all night long filled with people just smoking and boozing and schmoozing. You know, you'd come home. There was no hiding the fact that you were out at a bar. Like, you just smelled like an ashtray, and it was gross. And you didn't get a second wash or a second wear out of those jeans. You had to wash all your clothes immediately.
You remember when you ever remember the feeling of being with like a girl and you were at a club that was so fucking gross that when you were hooking up with her, her hair smelled like smoke?
Yeah.
I distinctly
100%, Rich.
Like
Yeah.
that after club fuck where you were like with some random girl somewhere and you're like making out and you're like, I'm making out with you, but your fucking hair stinks like a fucking Webster Hall.
I remember when we used to go to, this was later on, this was like probably after a lot of the bands were in place, but when we used to go to trips to Vegas and we used to go to some unsavory places, we only, you only had like a certain set of clothes when you travel for business.
Mm-hmm.
So I distinctly remember like hanging my jeans outside a hotel window in Vegas just to air them out because it's like I only have one pair of jeans for the trip.
The only place I seem to tolerate it because, it's part of the culture and you guess you have to. If you go to Vegas and someone's smoking at a blackjack or roulette table or craps table with you, you almost have to be like, all right, I chalk it up to fucking old school stank. And you know what? It stinks, but what are you going to do? You going to leave a fucking craps table in the middle of a run?
No, again, you got to deal with it then, right? When in Rome, I guess. But
go on.
Yes.
It's amazing to think about on a Throwback Thursday, something we totally accepted and we dealt with, and now we're totally offended by where you can't even sit like in the vicinity of it blowing underneath your nose. You're like, what is that? Cigarettes? This is disgusting. I need to move my table. Where in yesteryear, you were just dealing with it and really didn't think much about it. Like, we've changed that much, and I don't know, when did that stop?
It's like, do you need like in the middle of like bites just to have a cigarette? That's what I don't understand. It's like I understand like if it was at the bar that night, Rich.
People are saying that's trash behavior to smoke while you're eating at a restaurant.
Yeah, like if you were hanging out at the hotel bar and it was nighttime and everyone was hanging out and people were smoking. I get it. People smoke and drink. But like to sit at lunch and like in between your fucking mangoo bites, take a puff of a cigarette, is that really necessary?
Well, we've all waited tables, right? We all worked in the service industry. Remember like the smoking section? Yeah. That's where, I mean, I don't know if it still exists. I don't think it does.
There's no such thing as a smoking section.
Smoking
that's
section.
Where, like, you're waiting in the smoking section. You're not dealing with like the best night. Let's put it that way.
It's just as effective as the people that are sitting outside in those sections without.
I'll have the Turkey O'Toole, please.
Hey, okay, I'll get. So, I mean, I'm no international know-it-all, though you might think I am. It's very clear, though, that of all the things that Americans do wrong, like, there's a lot of things where we are eye-rolled by the rest of the world. One thing that Europeans, for as snarky and highbrow as a lot of people are, their smoking habits are still disgusting.
Honestly, that's how they stay so thin.
Yeah, Spot, I'm telling you, when I was in the casino in the Dominican Republic, one of the few pals, you make those little pals on vacation where every time you see them, you give them a little like, hey, what's going on? Hey. And you usually call them out by their home state or where they're from. Yo, what's up, Germany? Remember I told you Sarah and I made a German pal who we played, at the casino with. He was smoking the whole time. And then I saw him on the elevator once, and he goes, you Americans, these cigarettes, why so much? $20. And I'm like, I wanted to be like, yeah, because it's fucking gross, and they tax the shit out of them to stop people from doing it. But I was like, yeah, what are you going to do? We're on a resort. But the reality is they almost outpriced gross people too.
No, yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I hear he hates the movie Die Hard. That guy hates Die Hard.
Oh, hey, Americans.
It's just crazy how our mindset shifted in that short amount of time. And, when you're telling people who didn't live it, it's really like, oh, my God, yeah, I never really thought about that. That's pretty gross. And I was like, yeah, and when you'd come home waiting tables, you'd smell like like potato skins and mozzarella sticks and an ashtray.
It's
You know, it
just
was
so-
gross. It was absolutely gross.
Yeah.
It's
So-
I mean, I understand it's an addiction, but it's just so bad for you.
Yeah, no, it's
And
not.
I you know, I've been guilty. I in the past in my 20s, so like socially smoked, you know, drinking and at the end of the night.
Yeah,
it's
we
like
all did. a
Everyone's
little bit
standing
here.
outside. You take a puff, you know, you take a few, maybe bum a cigarette off someone.
Yeah,
you're like,
Spot was never a smoker, but Spot was definitely my friend that at 3 a.m. when we
loved
get a
it.
slice of pizza at a random pizzeria in like Hoboken or New York City, Spot was the guy that was also like bumming a cigarette off of a friend.
if I was any weaker, sometimes like I can sometimes feel what a cigarette used to do to me, and like that feeling, I'm just like, sometimes I do get a craving. I'm like, I could go for a cigarette right now, but it's disgusting. It's so horrible for you. I don't even smoke weed anymore because I don't want to fuck up my lungs and my chest.
And we would hotbox in it, you know, for hours at a time, having a blast. That's the life we lived. That's my Throwback Thursday old guy moment, brought to you by D's Nuts.
I'm with you,
It's
Spot.
Covino and Rich.
I'm with you on the smell of even weed. I don't even like the feeling of smoking weed. I don't even like that that feeling in your chest, because the reality is, you know, when you smoke weed, the way you know you're going to get high is when like you take one puff where you give yourself the little like, then you're like, all right, fucking got me. Got me. That's how you know you're going to get high.
Yeah, when you've had your lungs deflated and you've had to work to expand them again, you
Yeah,
try
I
not to
don't-
inhale smoke anymore.
I've never really been one to. I don't really like to smoke weed. That's why you guys know I'm fucking edible boy, because to me, drinking gives me a headache and fucking stomach aches, and smoking weed and cigarettes and all that makes me feel shitty. By the way, I'm like I feel like I'm speaking on behalf of a lot of people that realize that drinking and smoking is both pretty gross when you think about it.
Drinking, I enjoy.
I do too. I wonder if you know, in the year 2000, we'll look back and have those same thoughts about. Can you imagine we would have drinks with our dinner? And we would drink, and we would all drink.
No, it's so funny because
I enjoy a nice pre-dinner cocktail.
Like hobos? Yeah, like hobos.
Generationally, can we talk generationally real quick, and then we'll move on?
Nah.
Is that
when men were men?
Is that something that very much defines our generation, Covino? Let me explain. I feel like maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's different with different families, but my dad and my family, my dad is a party guy, but he was never the type when we were kids or as an adult to order cocktails before dinner or during dinner or anything. Like, he's not the guy like, all right, your table's not ready, you can hang at the bar. That was just never, I feel like.
Can do.
I just feel like that's an our generation thing. Like the sassy cocktail menu that goes on with dinner might really be designed for like 30, 40-year-olds.
No, I feel like all men had like pre-dinner drinks and cocktails and.
Not business guys, but I feel like.
But like you probably think of your dad when you guys went to Applebee's. Like my dad never, your dad never ordered a drink at Applebee's before dinner.
Maybe I'm wrong. I just feel like the whole like.
I'm sure when he went out with your mom though, he ordered drinks.
I feel like the sassy bar menu where it's like, hey,
it's always been that way.
Here's a specialty cocktail list. I feel like that was a sucker move for our generation. It was like, yeah, sure, $15 cocktails. Yeah, the Moscow Mule and the fucking Old Fashioned, all that. I feel like that was way more prevalent in our generation.
I think specialty cocktails became a thing, and the pricey specialty cocktails got popular as we grew older.
Yeah,
probably. So did fancy appetizers. But I think the idea of a pre-dinner drink has always been around. It was just like a classic beverage. Like you would have a Manhattan or even an old fashioned. I don't know. I don't know how long this has been around.
You know what? I guess to wrap it up, I'm with Bree on the feedback. I love pre-dinner drinks and cocktails while I eat. Now I'm at the point where I don't like drinking unless it's with a meal. Like I just don't want to drink for the fuck of it. I'd rather pop an edible or something. But hey. Maybe one day we'll look back at all this differently. Because when we were kids, the smoker was like the cool kid, Covino. Now the smoker's like the fucking weenie.
Just like I understand.
It's possible, yeah.
I understand the appeal of a crisp beer when you're like out at a bar having like wings and shitty shit. Like I understand. I don't drink beer anymore, but I understand that like, that coolness to balance out your meal that you wouldn't get from like a fucking iced tea.
I think what I'm also saying, Covino, is that men and women have always had wine or beer with meals and stuff like that. I wasn't saying that. I was saying like specialty drinks and cocktails. Like the fact that you and I, before and during dinner, will have maybe, like 3 or so like overpriced specialty drinks.
If you think
with a sassy name that you're embarrassed to order.
Yeah.
I was embarrassed to say the one last night, and I forget what it was. It was like the Frazzly pear, yummy margarita. I forget what it was. And then I got a whiskey business after that.
What was that again? I'll have the Frazzly pear whimsical fucking margarita.
Tutti fruity, fresh and fruity.
I forget. I'm like, I'll have this one, please. And then I got a whiskey business afterward.
I know, like, because even just seeing, you know how I know our parents were big into drinks? I feel like it's going through the stuff at my mom's house. They had so much drinkware from the 60s and the 70s. So they think about it. Like people were coming over, you had the little drink cart and you have a decanter filled with like the whiskey or and you pour that and you have a little drink before dinner. I'm telling you, the idea of drinking ahead of dinner has been around forever. The sassy cocktails are a new thing.
Yeah, with the sassy names that you're embarrassed to say.
And you know what? That's a big money maker, Cove. What do you think for the restaurant? When you think about how if you go to some hot spot like Fork in Boise, I don't know if you heard of that place.
Oh yeah,
the one with the two O's over the or the two dots over the O. Fark.
It's the type of place where if you look at each table and you're like $15, $15, like every little specialty drink adds up, and I feel like that's something that it's not a fucking crazy observation. I just think the specialty drink menu is the sucker move for our generation.
Well, that's the upsell, right? That's today's upsell. Yeah, we're gonna get these young dudes with something sassy. So yeah, I could see that, man. Hey, Rich, any fun stories from your last night? Because I do want to ask Spot something too.
From my last night?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just had a fucking long night, bro.
You had a long ass day?
I had a long ass day like that girl with the long ass.
Oh, I hate that.
Man.
Yeah.
No, you want let me tell you how my day was. Spot. If you can find that picture, it will define for everyone how my day was.
A long ass day? All right, let me get it.
Long ass day.
It's the worst ass ever.
By the way, if you date a girl with a long ass, do you acknowledge it? I mean, someone's dating long ass girls, bro.
Nah, I don't know.
So
every day must feel like a long ass day if you're dating that girl.
I feel like there's pants or something she could do so her ass doesn't look so long. But if a girl's ass looks like it goes from her mid back to her kneecaps, like long flat ass, like I got a long ass. I don't know.
I don't know if I could do it. I don't care if she was the nicest person ever.
Yeah, there it is.
No thunks.
It was a long ass day.
Yeah, that's terrible ass. It's horrible.
I have the
must have been a bad day, Rich.
I said this to one of my buddies once, and he confirmed that I was not alone. So I was like, oh, thank God. I was like, every time you see like random girls out and about and they got nice booties, do you picture those booties in like a little either naked or with like a little bikini bottom on or something? Or do you just like move on with your day? Do you picture the ass or is that too pervy?
You always say that, and I told you I don't have this ability. I see what's in front of me, and I give it the thumbs up. Like, yeah.
I mentioned that on like a group text with a couple of buds, and they're like, yeah, dude, every guy does it. I'm like, oh, thank God. Woo, thank you. But yeah,
I just don't have that skill you have.
Yeah, I always, if I see a nice booty, like not even in a sexual way. Like I saw some woman last night at the mall, and I was like, oh, she's got a rumpy, and then I'm like, I wonder what that looks like in little panties or bikini bottoms or something. I wonder if she's got a nice rump. But apparently every guy does that, so I don't feel so bad.
Oh yeah, what'd you have for dinner last night? You told us you were going to update us every day.
Well, I'll tell you, because last night was a rare exception because it's the holiday season. So yesterday I picked Emmy up from school a little early. Now, Spot, I emailed you a video, and I got to whisper this because Emmy's in the next room. Can you hear me?
Shh, yeah, I got you.
Okay.
Make sure Sarah turn it off if she's watching out there. Sarah, shh.
Warning.
Warning.
So,
warning.
Our friend, Tim.
Why am I whispering?
Our friend Tim from Hits One started that Jolly Tim Santa Claus service because of the pandemic a year ago.
Yeah, that was his pivot.
That was his pivot. And he did the call yesterday with the kids. And I know he thanked us and he wanted me to pass along the words to you. He said half of his calendar this year was booked up with Covino and Rich listeners.
Shut up.
Yeah, so he said thank you guys. And he said a lot of people were repeats from last year when he came on our show to promote it. And he's like, listen, it means a lot. And it's a little extra side hustle money for him in the winter. So he said, thank you so much. But every year he does this. And I sent you like a 20-second clip. If you want to watch it.
Let me make sure it cues up properly.
She got Emmy gets home. Yeah, rotated spot.
Okay, hang on.
Emmy gets home from school. And I'm like, Emmy, there's an elf on the iPad and Santa wants to talk to you. So she goes to the iPad and then there's an elf that transfers you. Like he even has the sound effects. It's like, you know, like a radio tuning signal. Like that sound, like not a static. And all of a sudden, Santa fucking pops up on the screen, and what you do ahead of time, you fill out like the whole questionnaire and everything about your kids, so that Santa knows. And here's just a little 20 seconds of Emmy and Ben with Santa Claus yesterday, and I'll tell you what, this guy does it so well that I highly recommend it. I know it's too late now. He's done. Yesterday was his last day of doing it, but I don't see him not doing it every year. So just if you got little kids, it's fucking great. Take a look.
I think it's Chippy, their elf. Is that your elf? I think it's Chippy, their elf. Is that your elf, Steve?
Where'd he go?
Yeah, and I got a report on you. Would you like
You
to
saw
see
it,
the
right?
Nice list?
Yeah, Spot. I did.
You saw it, right?
I blame Ben.
Yeah.
There he is.
Emmy H4, is that you?
Rotated, Spot.
Okay, and is that Ben? He's
Spot,
almost
sit on it
two.
and
Is that
rotate it.
Ben?
You saw it though, right?
Okay,
Yeah, it's okay.
See.
All right,
And you
bud.
have
Don't
Nathan
worry about it.
Nyquist. Yay! I love when kids are on the nice list. Oh, that's wonderful. I think it's Chippy, their elf. Is that your elf's name?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I got a report on you. Would you like to see if you made the naughty or nice list?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Let me make sure I got the right person now. Emmy H4, is that you?
Yeah.
Okay, and is that Ben? He's almost 2. Is that Ben? Your brother?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. And you have made the nice list. Yay!
That's so cute.
That's great. Yeah,
Sorry.
it is so funny for us. I mean, first off, it's
Blame OBS.
adorable watching your kids, right? But knowing Tim, and that's the guy we work with, it's also like funny and endearing at the same time to see him playing up that role. It's kind of, it's
but,
humorous.
I mean, just I think the added fun of the profile you give him makes it, because that's the difference between just sitting on at the mall on someone's lap, right? It's like, that's more like, hey, little boy, like this was, they come, he has the info. So I don't know. I think it's a cool thing. I'm sure Tim's not the only guy, so I'm sure there's other services, but it's really is sweet.
Can't you also send him like the letters that your kids write, and he'll have them on his end?
Oh yeah.
I feel like he does that.
Yeah.
He's really great. He does a really good job. He's very jolly.
He's the Blippy of Santas. Yes, he's pretty awesome. So, yeah, man, that's it. I just figured I'd show you that a little bit.
I had it queued up. You saw it.
Yeah, no, I know, Spot. I'm just all good. Chippy the elf.
OBS.
Chippy the elf.
No, that's great. It really is, and I'm glad Tim did it again this year, and that you guys supported him. He's Tim the producer, but he's Jolly Saint Tim, I think, also on Instagram. So either way, note that. Use him next year. And again, Rich, that's the best sort of shit. So enjoy it. Yeah. It's cliche, but enjoy it while it's there and take it all in and all that good shit. Can't say that enough. Can't stress that enough, because that's the most magical time. And remember, we've talked about phases in families. When there's no kids that believe, it's never as fun. So you're in that awesome phase.
Let's see.
Did you tell her I'm a Santa in training, so she feels like extra?
Yes.
You know,
Rachel. By the way,
extra
Rachel
good.
saying she did that with Tim last year, and it was fantastic. So, hey, listen, it's just another little fun touch, a little bonus, right?
Why was it a long ass day though? Did something else happen?
Oh yeah, no. So, not just that. So I picked Emmy up early. She got to talk to Santa with Ben, and then we said, "All right, Emmy, let's go." And here's another thing. When you got little kids, and you remember this when Melody was little, the whole idea of a secret is something you have to. It's weird because you have to teach your kids that there's such thing as a secret, but then you have to immediately then pound into their brain, but you can't have fucking secrets with anyone except mommy and daddy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's like a weird thing because you want to like joke and be like, Emmy, I got a secret. But then you have to immediately follow it up with like, but remember, no one who is the only person you have secrets with? You and mommy. Okay, good. Like it's.
See, but you know, and you're 100% dead on. But what happens as a result of creepy fucking assholes is like your fun uncle, nice uncle, can't even be like, Ben, come here. I got to tell you a secret.
No, I know.
And, you know, and he means well, but then there's a part of you as a parent that's like, we don't do secrets with uncles.
Yeah, like I mean, it sucks, but you're right. It's the creeps of the world have ruined the idea of like, hey, I got a secret, kid. Like,
which could have been a totally innocent, you know, thing, and to make the kid laugh or something. And you know, you as a parent always have to be on guard because of that shit.
Yeah. So, by the way, I felt so awkward. We had to tell one of our friends that once, but like not in a weird way. We had to be like, they were like, Emmy, I got a secret. I'm like, oh, that's cool, but remember, we don't really tell secrets because like I felt so stupid. But I'm like, yeah, what am I gonna, you know?
Well, because your kid probably looks at you now like, Dad, we don't do secrets, right? Just me and you do secrets.
Hey, you don't want the fucking janitor at the school to be like, hey, kid, I got a secret, you know? So, you know, you got to play it safe with fucking creeps. You guys know that.
I think he showed me his secret. Yeah, it's creepy.
So, yeah, it sucks. I hate even being on creep guard because I like to think that everyone leads with a good heart, but, you know, you can't be naive. So, Emmy and I, she's like, Dad, what do you, like, she's asking us what we want for Christmas. And I'm like, you know, truthfully, I was like, Daddy just wants you and Ben to be happy. So instead of me, I'll just tell Santa to bring you guys something extra.
You should have told her subscribers. Daddy wants subscribers.
So I was like, you know what? Maybe we should go get mommy something. She's like, could it be a secret? So I was like, all right, remember. All right, so our secret was that we went out to go get mommy and Ben something for Christmas. But we went to the mall, and we were at the mall for fucking 4 hours. Not because it was so crowded. It just, kids take little steps. You stop for little drinks of water. You fucking take your time. Like, it's like, you know, as you know, you just add time when you have a kid with you.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's like your idea of like, fucking, let me zip to the mall. You even drive faster. You get there, you park, you fucking run in and out. When you got a little kid, it's like, Dad, hold me. I'm fucking tired. I don't want to hold you. All right, I'll hold you because who knows how long I'll be able to hold you. And then you're like, all right, let's walk. Come on. She wants to go up and down the escalator multiple times. Like, it's fun, but it's like 4 hours. So we got some stuff from Mom and Ben and people that want to know what I have for dinner every night now. We had Blaze Pizza at the mall because it seemed to be the easiest place to get quick food. So Blaze Pizza.
Yeah, I like Blaze.
Blaze is pretty good. We were going to sit down at California Pizza Kitchen, and I was like, this is going to be another hour. I was like, this is going to be, we're going to be sitting here. I'm like, this is going to add to our night. So I was like, fuck it, let's just go to Blaze. We did that, split a pizza, and I'll be honest, it's just real fun hanging out with your kid when they're that age because I know that it's not going to last forever. Eventually, they're not going to want to be around you. They're not going to want these little fun moments. But we had a good time. It was a lot of fun, and my observation is that when the nicer area you go to, I mean, it's just a complete reflection of that good-looking women always win. The nicer the area, the hotter the women. So anyone that thinks like...
Is that why you think the girl on Wheel of Fortune lost? She wasn't pretty enough?
Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
We'll talk about that later.
But that's an obvious observation that we've made before. The nicer the area, the better looking the women. So anyone that thinks that like good looking women are going out of style, no. Good looking women will always live in nice areas. So like you go to the nicer mall, better looking women. The whole reference back in the day was better looking women at Yankees games than Mets games. You know why? Because the Yankees were winners at the time.
Yeah.
Like,
no, you're right. I agree.
Like, hey, you go to like an expensive resort, good looking women. You go to the bunk resort, fat women. You know, like it's the truth. Like, I mean, you can't deny the reality. Like you go to the fucking Sassy Mall in Calabasas or Woodland Hills, all the fucking college girls to the moms to everyone, just good looking people. And you're like, Jesus. Then you go to the bunk mall and you're like, yeah, it's a bunch of fucking out of shape people eating churros.
It's true. You're right.
It's the reality. So that was my night last night, 5 p.m. till like 9 something. Finally got home.
You're like, am I at the mall or at the carnival? Just a bunch of carnies and fatties.
I was wearing like a hoodie and gray sweatpants because that's the season. And I looked around. I'm like, man, everyone looks fucking hot here. And then, you go to the other mall and it's like, man, everyone looks like they just got off their shift at the carnival. So you're right. It's one or the other.
Oh, man. You're right about that.
Yeah, it's the truth.
Think about the gyms. If you go to a high-end gym in a high-end town, the caliber of women are definitely going to be better looking.
Oh, yeah. Question. I mean, think of your hometown. Bill Jackson's making jokes, but it's the truth. He goes, Garden City women, Greater Sign, Franklin Square women. Yeah, you go 1 or 2 towns over, and just like the moms and everyone are just a little more put together and hot because it's like, yeah, because good-looking women gravitate towards success and money and men that have power, which will continue to be that way forever. There's never going to be a time where, like, good-looking women are fucking broke.
You see them driving out of the mall in a real nice car too. You see them driving off in their Range Rovers and their nice Mercedes.
Yo, and you know what? People are so sensitive to these conversations. I'm looking at the feedback.
I can imagine.
Look at Rich alienating people. Fat women, geez, Rich. Yeah, Bill Jackson, Roosevelt Field Mall compared to like the Broadway Mall. Yeah. That's the point. My point is obvious. It's not shit on anyone. It's just pointing out the obvious statement, which is good-looking women. Well, like if you see a good-looking girl in Southern California, what's the chance of her getting into some beat-up old car?
In Southern California, higher than everywhere else.
Rare. You see a fucking good-looking girl, there's a good chance she's fucking popping into a white Mercedes, an Audi, a Range Rover. It's just so that's one of my takeaways. And if you don't believe it, then you don't think you think that's rude, or you think that's just real? Like you can't have real talk anymore?
Nah.
I guess not. All right. Hey, everyone's...
No, I actually do agree. I have to have Rich's back on this, whether it comes across as rude or not. I agree with him. It's just when you say things like that and it's real, 2021 and 2022's ears don't want to hear it. That's just the truth. That's the other side of the truth.
I mean, people don't like to hear, like, I saw something that said, you know what people don't like to hear about during times of COVID? Fitness, vitamins, eating the right supplements. Like, everyone loves to talk about
fitness blaze pizza in your mouth.
Yeah, no one talks about eating well or fitness or any of those type of things during like COVID. No one ever points out ever like maybe
right, all those fitness accounts I follow, because since I'm a fitness influencer now, it's like, how come there's what we need mandates for exercise and mandates for eating healthy and mandates for showing proof that you had a salad for dinner and all that kind of shit.
Yeah, like someone like Wes said, stating facts is not okay in today's society, Rich.
Nope.
Just not okay. Let's see. Not shitty? I don't know what that means. Let's see. When keeping it real goes wrong, 2021. Speaking truth is wrong nowadays. Let's see. Everyone is pretty the same way every kid deserves a trophy. Yeah, the reality the reality is if you think good-looking women end up broke, that's a rarity, and it really is. Like,
Yeah,
I don't care what anyone says.
like Jason said, because the hot chick, is selling her farts in a jar, so she's making like tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah. I mean,
She's
come on.
flopping her
Anyway.
titties around on between a Bang energy drink.
I mean, it's common sense, really. It's just logical. If there's
Flop
a
them
sassy fucking brunch spot in Beverly Hills and you go in there, there's gonna be fucking tons of beautiful women.
I don't go there
If
anymore.
you go to Applebee's at the same time,
no, IHOP.
you know,
If you go to
IHOP,
if you go to
fucking love IHOP.
if you go to
Time.
you go to the
It's
Denny's
fine.
on fucking
no knock on it, you know.
Tampa Avenue.
Bro, I go to all types of places.
Denny's
But
on Victory
to wrap
Boulevard.
it up, Covino just said it best. I went to 2 places when Sarah and I did not have the kids for a couple days because they were still in Texas. Sarah and I actually got to go to brunch together for the first time in a long time, just her and I. We went to a place in Calabasas that Covino knew of called Marmalade.
Yeah.
Was there
It's
two dots
in,
over
Calabasas Commons. Really nice little mall.
Calabasas Commons.
the Marmalade?
Spot. Everyone at Marmalade was fucking beautiful. Like, girls were there at 11 a.m. with dresses showing leg and cheek and like full makeup, everything.
They got hats on, like little.
Like they got fucking
They just came back from the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, and they're carrying like fucking Prada bags and shit because they just went shopping. My kids get back and we're like, oh, let's go to IHOP. The next weekend we go to IHOP on a Saturday morning, and it's a fucking bunch of sloppy people. I go to both places. I'm in the middle. I'm just saying, it's wild to think that people think that will ever change, no matter how much.
Didn't you say you sat next to an overweight woman with sweatpants and a New York Giants sweatshirt on?
Yes.
She was in a Giants hoodie. You said, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
No, but it goes back to the analogy. You go to the shitty fucking mall, you're gonna see shitty people.
Well,
You go to the high end mall, you're gonna see more of a high end person.
Yo, it's like I fucking love Walmart, but when I go to Walmart, I fucking love Walmart. Walmart. But when I go there, you take a look around. There's not a beauty pageant happening there.
It's a leper colony.
Yeah.
I mean,
But again, these are sensitive conversations.
If that's rude and the people listening and watching us can't accept just fucking the reality, I'm not insulting people.
No, you're not insulting. These are my people.
I'm not insulting.
I love
I've never
them.
one time said that person's ugly, they're fat. I said the reality is that society, for as much as it's changed in 2021, we are very accepting. Everyone's loving. Don't judge people. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't call this person that. Give them the right pronoun. For all the adjustments and kindness that we have demonstrated to others in 2021, or are attempting to.
I'll gladly wade through a cesspool of society just to save a few bucks on a fucking roll of toilet paper.
The reality is that no matter how much good social change happens, if you think good-looking women good-looking women rule the world.
The end. Yeah, they find their way to those sassy places, for sure.
No guy. Here's the fucking easy answer. If this was a contest, this would be a great fucking contest. You have, what time is it, Covino? 10:30 almost on the West Coast. If I told you have 10:30 now until 10:30 tonight, 12 hours to get to an exotic island by this weekend, no way you're doing it. Meaning like, no, you don't have to pay for it. Like, Covino, find your way to an exotic island by this weekend for free. You ask a hot girl to do that, she'll have her fucking travel booked by this afternoon.
She'll have her travel.
And her friend.
Booked, her friend and her gay friend's travel booked.
Oh, don't forget the gay friend.
I'm coming.
I'm like the stylist and like the support. I'm like an emotional
Tulum,
support.
let's go.
I'm their emotional support gay.
Yeah, so.
And by the way, the funny part is that I'm never judgy of my friends. I have friends of all different fucking shapes and sizes and ages and races and everything. I'm not judging people. I don't ever pick friends based on that. Take a look at my friends throughout my whole life. I'm not hanging out with fucking only models. Not at all. But I'm just saying the reality of society, and if you don't agree with it or believe it, maybe you're in denial.
In Tulum.
Maybe you're the
Why
ugly
are
person.
they going to Tulum?
You're the ugly guy. If you are angered by this conversation, you're ugly, according to Rich.
Isn't that every debate that you have? The person
It's
that's coming
true,
at you
though.
is coming at you because you're offending something that they've done or they do, and they're justifying it. And that's sort of every debate and argument I get into.
Everybody wants to hang with the pretty people, and the poor people,
Well-
and the expensive people, and the rich people.
Wait, hold on. Someone's saying, like, who is this? I think Preston said bullshit. And I'm like, bullshit? You don't know me. You know me on the radio. You don't know who I hang with. Let's see. Men in sweatpants shopping aren't great either. You know what? I realized last night when I was wearing my gray sweat shopping, I feel like a lot of people wear joggers now. I feel like it's no longer like, I feel like most, maybe half the people, Covino, would you say were wearing some type of joggers or Lululemons or some type of like,
It's great sweatpants.
fitted sweat. Like, yeah, it's like, that's the season, I think.
You got to be.
I wear
you
my
gotta-
Lulu melons.
Yeah,
bro.
I know
Get
you.
my melon balls in there.
Lulu beach balls.
Yeah. It just comes across as harsh, Rich. That's all. You know.
People, I don't know.
That's all.
Like look at Colton in Dallas. They're not hanging out at fucking Walmart.
I don't think people disagree with Rich. It's just that the common sense observation is superficial. But yeah, not on my behalf. On just that's society. Like if, like go to 2 car dealerships today. Go to like a used car lot, and go to a Range Rover dealership. Tell me what the clientele looks like. Tell me where the good-looking girls are hanging.
Porsche. Go get a Porsche.
So
Go to you know where you go? Go to a designer bag store.
Oh.
A lot of like put together women.
I'd rather stay home and watch Designing Women.
It's where the money's at. That's what Rich is saying. Rich is saying wherever the money's at.
Well, because
look at any
because there's a denial. There's a denial in society.
That
No, there's a denial in society that like
there's classes in society. Like we're trying to think. Everyone
How
thinks
about
they're communist.
The private booths at any sporting event.
Yeah.
Now Greg is just being silly. He's like, Rich, you hurt my feelings now. He's just being silly, I think. I'd imagine so.
I think
be a man.
But
the reality spot is
yes, it's a reality. I don't think anyone's. I don't think
the
anyone.
looks. I'm just saying money. Money, like
too. Money. Yeah, money. It doesn't buy happiness, but it buys like status.
I mean,
and status takes a lot to maintain, but like it all feeds itself.
Good-looking 20-something-year-old girls on Instagram.
Quarterback face.
Look at the fucking backgrounds of what they're doing. They're always hanging at some mansion or some fucking ridiculously beautiful place.
This goes back to the conversation we had
accent?
yesterday. The conversation we had yesterday about quarterback face and how pretty people have confidence and attractive people end up succeeding more. So when you are dealing with good genes are going to carry you socially farther, and financially farther because you're going to get better jobs and get more money just because you're pretty looking. It's a fact. It's a societal, statistical fact. There's studies done on this. So it makes sense, Rich. You are speaking truth. I want you to know that. This isn't an eye rolly Rich is being vain, fuck poor people thing.
No, it's
you
not.
are
It's not at all.
speaking
In fact,
societal, sociological truth.
But people don't want to hear it.
I'm just
people
saying,
don't want to hear it.
At least I acknowledge people don't want to hear it.
Sociological truth spot. I'm saying my only tie-in that makes sense, and then we'll move on. My only tie-in that makes sense is that we live in a society where we are trying to eliminate all of that stuff. Like
what? We're trying to become communist?
No. We're trying to be like, don't judge someone for this. Don't judge someone for this. So, like
socialist?
No, we are trying to do everything to love and accommodate everyone. And like, remember pop stars used to only be good looking. And then it's like, well, that's stupid. I agree. And then you get fucking Ed Sheeran and Adele and this person. We, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're trying to do that in society, but it's just not going to work across the board. Because good looking women.
Adele's beautiful. What don't you consider beautiful about Adele?
I love Adele, but I'm saying when she first came out, I'm sure that when
Hey, Rich, any other uglies you want to shout out?
Lizzo? Shout out to Lizzo. This is all her fault. I still blame her. Somewhat.
I'm just
even
kidding.
Though
I'm just kidding.
She puts on a good show.
I think you made a fair point. People just don't want to hear it. And, our show is a reflection of life.
I'll look at our Patreon later. There'll be like one person that'll be like, I canceled because I'm fat, and Rich insulted me.
Yeah, he said I should be in line at Wetzel's Pretzels.
Hey, I was so tempted to get a Wetzel's Pretzels yesterday.
All the fancy people go to Auntie Anne's.
Oh yeah, all the higher class.
All the higher class people, Auntie Anne's.
Spot, I did want to ask you on a Throwback Thursday. Remember that place we used to work at, guys? Like full time? Or where we used to do our talk show, I should say, Covino and Rich, because we still work there. Spot, you went there. I just wanted you to tell us your experience briefly, because it's getting late early.
Oh, shit.
You went there to pick up all of our belongings. What was your sort of experience, and what was it like for you?
By the way, we have another hour. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know, but there's a lot to get to.
Oh, okay.
We didn't even talk about Wheel of Fortune Lady. I have another Throwback Thursday thought if you want to get to that. We got the news. There's a lot.
Yeah, okay. So let's hear Spot's story.
I mean,
So Spot,
there's really not much to it. As you know,
you're treated like a criminal. When Spot goes to Sirius XM, they treat him like a convict.
Right. So back in I got let go in April on tax day. I'll always remember that. April 15th. So I think in like July, because of COVID was really still going, and then I think around July they started to be a little bit more lax. But they were like, "Hey, your stuff's here. We boxed it up. Come pick it up." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, "Can I come up and go through things and make sure that everything I have is there?" And they're like, "No one's allowed upstairs because we're on the 8th floor. No one's allowed upstairs." I'm like, "Okay." So like a criminal, I drove my Mini, which is working again, by the way. I can give you an update on that. I drove my Mini. I drove it into the garage, the parking garage, parked on like the 6th floor of the parking garage. Some guy that I've never even seen before in my life comes down with a cart of my stuff. He's like, "Hey, what's up? These are the boxes they set aside." I'm like, "Is this all my stuff?" And they're like, "This is just what was at your desk." I'm like, "Okay." I'm like, I have like posters and all this stuff from the show. They're like, "No, this is what was put aside for you. Here you go." I'm like, "Okay." So I just put it in my car. I leave. I had to pay for parking as I left.
Whoa.
Because I didn't have an ID to leave.
Yeah, but they would have validated your parking.
How? Who was going to validate it? The fucking guy that brought my shit down?
No, but
you never saw before ever.
That I've never seen before ever.
But you should be like, "Yo, I
didn't think I had to pay when I left, because when we left that place,
I'm so angry that you paid for parking." This is one of those Rich Davis loses mind and sounds cheap, but the fact that you paid for parking to get your shit from a place you were fired from infuriates me.
It was like $5.
Yeah, but still, that's $5. That's a fucking coffee spot. You paid to go to your former
That's
place
a month of
employment
Patreon
to get your shit. That's fucking infuriating,
right? So then,
wait, so you never even made it. But you never made it inside the building, so there was no sort of feeling of reminiscing or anything like that.
No, none whatsoever. Like they wouldn't let me in.
Oh, that sucks.
Like that, I wasn't allowed in. Like I'm like, "Can I come?" And they're like, "No." I'm like, "I'm vaccinated." No. This was still back in April. So that was then. And then I was going back and forth with people. I'm like, "Hey, I'd love to." I went. I picked up my stuff. You know what was in my boxes? I had 3 boxes. One of those boxes was filled with paper towels, because a listener had sent us paper towels. So that was one box. Another box was filled with rando CDs wrapped in paper towels. I guess they used the paper towels as packaging. And the other one was my personal effects from my desk. Which, what was missing, though? My alcohol. And I'm very upset. Canadians had sent me some, and it's my snacks. I had snacks and alcohol, and they were gone.
Sort of cold. It's sort of cold.
Yeah. But I reached out again, and I said, "Hey, I understand that I am an individual employee, but I work for a show, and I've worked for that show for 14, 15 years, and that show has a lot of personal effects, and that show is no longer on the air, and I'd like to pick up those things." And went back and forth, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll figure something out. Hey, let us know when you want to come." And it just nothing ever happened. And you guys still work there, so I'm like, when the office reopens, you'll just grab the shit.
Spot, I don't know. Here's my thought.
So I let it go, because I figured once you guys went back to the office, because I knew you would eventually. You two would. I'm like, I'll just tell you where everything is. No one will look at you weird like they would me. Pick it up, and we'll have it at our studio.
By the way, here's my thought. And by the way, I've only been back to the studio once, and that Andy Grammer interview I did, getting rave reviews. If you guys want to check that out on the SXM app, if you're still hanging over there as well. I think it's crazy And my analogy would be this. Because of 9/11, 20 years later, we still have to take our shoes off at the airport unless you're TSA.
Yeah.
You know how because of scumbag school shooters and Columbine and all this stuff, you can't go back to your old high school to be like, hey, what's up, high school baseball coach? Because you can't go in the school because they think you might kill people.
Right.
It's got to be that. You worked for a company for 15 years, Spot.
15 years.
You're not vengeful.
Nope.
Well, then again,
you are
spiteful.
Spite and vengeance are two different things.
Yeah, you know what? Maybe they realize you're the type of guy that would go in there and try to like clear a server or something like that. Maybe they're right, actually. You know what? I'm on their side. They're right. They should.
You know what I got out of that? It's very much like a divorce. Like very
The funny
much
thing
like
is,
a divorce. It's like, here's your box of shit. I packed it up for you. I didn't really even give a fuck. I just threw it all in one big box. Nice to know you. Later.
Here's the
oh
funny
yeah,
thing.
and that guy you never seen before. That's the guy I'm fucking now. Bye.
I could have easily over the past year gotten into the computer system and wiped a ton of shit if I really wanted to.
But
Spot, why would I do
point
that?
is,
Like, what's the point of that?
It must be one too many disgruntled employees at different companies over the years where someone, the same way kids in a little league have to wear a stupid fucking helmet because one kid gets hit in the head. The same way you wear, like I said, you have to take your shoes off at the airport, or you can't go say hi to your old social studies teacher because they're scared to have people go into the school.
I get it, but
there was probably someone that went to their old workplace one too many times. There was a story of someone going there, hurting someone, shooting someone, fist fighting someone, wiping out a server, doing something where they're like, "Fuck it, you're fired." Here's your shit in a box, like Covino said, like a very cold divorce. Like, I don't give a fuck. That's
like, yeah, but I used to live here. This used to be my place. Yeah, not anymore.
I understand
Here's your box.
that.
Later.
And I understand that, but these are we had a different type of office. Like our LA crew was much smaller. We had personal relationships with everyone that worked there. I still keep in contact with people like like Kevin the engineer who kind of oversees everything. I was in touch with him, telling him I want to pick stuff up. He was okay with it. It's like we had a different type of office to the point where the person that was transferring the goods should have just been like, yeah, meet me upstairs. I'll give you the stuff. You can, if you want to like just take a quick look, that's fine, and then you'll be on your way. Just so you know, I have to stay with you because that's the rule. There's cameras, but other than that, you're okay because I trust you.
Someone should have just gave you a very one of your former pals at the workplace. Like who was like the cute girl that used to hang with Shara at the front desk?
That was Isabel. She's the one that
Isabel,
I saw the other day, and I'll get to that.
Like they couldn't have been like, all right, Isabel's gonna walk you around and she's just gonna hang with you so that you don't fucking do anything crazy. Like they couldn't do that, Covino. Like, cause Spot's fucking a vigilante. You're right. It's a divorce. Like, hey, but I bought this house. It was my dream home. Yeah, I packed up all your shit in 7 boxes. They're by the garage. Fucking get them when I'm not home.
Pretty much. That's how it felt. So
Spot, what was colder? You going to Sirius or when we moved the boxes from Covino's place together?
Honestly, when I went to Sirius.
Remember, all my shit was just dumped in boxes in the garage. Miserable.
Oh, that was
Yeah, it was the weakest.
I'll see if everything's there though. I haven't been able to check.
No, dude, and
it's at Rich's right now because I don't have room at my house.
Much like a divorce, it really has such a lack of the empathy of what used to be. Like Spot put his heart and soul into Sirius XM, and they're like, yeah, we condensed that into a couple fucking boxes that we don't give a fuck about. Peace out. The same way, Covino, when we were cleaning out your garage after your divorce, there were like pictures of like you and your daughter like crumpled up in boxes, and it's like, yo, this shit's important to me. Like, what the fuck?
It's heartbreaking. Yeah,
I don't know. I don't know how they packed this shit out. Like I trust
with
that.
No regard.
Oh, they did.
None.
They opened the box and they took their arm across your desk and went.
Yeah,
See, they could have done that
it the same way all my like personal belongings were packed. Spot. They were thrown in there.
Like I trust them. I trust them to not do that because I'm sure if like someone really complained like, "Hey, you broke my ... it might cause an issue. So they probably try and avoid that. But yeah, like I don't know. They just brought down. So continuing the story, Isabel reaches out to me and she's like, yeah, they really want you to get we really want to like finally get you the rest of your stuff. Because apparently, and I heard through the grapevine that our old boss was like, was there visiting and was like, yeah, just this stuff needs to go. So they boxed it all up. So there were a bunch of boxes, and I just sent myself a photo of the car. So they're like, yeah, we have all these boxes. I'm like, can you make sure that it's this drawer, because we had a lot of stuff. This is 15 years of stuff. Even though we condensed it and got rid of a lot before we moved, we had a lot of swag. I had like a lot of CDs, like clip CDs that I can probably get rid of once we go through it next week.
Hey.
Mic flags, posters, all this shit that we've just aggregated that we wanted to quote unquote keep. Not me. We.
And
I'm looking forward to going through it.
I gotta tell you, it's the same reason, Covino, why when I went to SiriusXM to host that event a couple weeks ago, why, if you remember, the next day I came back and said I had such mixed feelings on the whole thing, because they still show me like an odd level of respect, like sort of not acknowledging that they took a shit on half of my career there.
Yeah.
They're like, and the way they treat Spot, or the criminal right here. I mean, to me, this guy right here, I can't, it's weird for me to go there, and I get it. It's business. But I don't think they realize the weird position you and I are in. It's so unique. No one ever gets half their shit taken away. It's usually all or nothing, right? We're sort of in a weird scenario. How many people have you ever known in a business where it's like, hey, we're going to totally change your role here? Like, Covino Rich doesn't exist there.
Yeah, it's bittersweet.
They threw Covino and Rich in a fucking dumpster box and gave it to Spot.
Pretty much.
Meanwhile, they're like, yo, Covino, you're our guy. It's like, am I? I guess so, but,
Yeah, it's a weird thing. So thanks for the update, Spot. It's sort of a
I'm
downer,
not,
but
I'm not even done.
I've had it written down all week because you went there this
I'm
week.
not even done.
I wanted to hear the update on what it was like going back.
Yeah, so they reached out to me and said, hey, come pick your stuff up. I'm like, okay, how much stuff is there? Because I needed to plan accordingly whether or not I could bring my Mini or my wife's car. So I timed it where I could bring my wife's car. And there were 8 ginormous boxes, or 8 mixture size of boxes that I picked up, and it was like posters and who knows what's in them. I know there were shirts in some of them. So I had to, I'm like, do you want me to?
I already threw them all out, Spot.
I'm sure you did. I'm like, do you want me
Crumpled pictures of me and my daughter.
I'm
That's
like,
what's in there.
do you want me to meet upstairs and help? They're like, no, just park out front. We'll bring it down to you. So once again, I couldn't go in to double check. And I'm like, make sure you got everything right. We're still missing some stuff, I know for a fact. But here,
I'm just saying, Spot, I guess what I was trying to get at was the fact that I'm still at the company and so is Covino. I'm a full-time employee there. They can't be like, hey, remember like the Covino and Rich aspect of your life, which we are now divorced from?
Here's the, oops.
They couldn't appropriately be like, hey, why don't you, we'll have Christian come up here and you could walk him around. I'm still an employee there. Like, I don't know. It's wild to me.
That's our life. That's 15 years of our life in my car.
Yeah,
in my hatchback.
It's just protocol, I guess. I guess it's like you said, Rich. It isn't personal. It's just business. But something very divorce-like and cold about the whole procedure. So that's the update. It's an unfortunate one. I have a quick palate cleanse on a Throwback Thursday, Rich, and then we can get into whatever you want.
One last question for Spot.
Yeah.
Only because like when you go to like these Ed Sheeran or Coldplay concerts, do you do it because you're still friends with like me and Zito and people that work there, or do you do it because you're like, fuck it, I'm not gonna give away my perks? Like, you don't hold it personally. Like, I can, if you were like, fuck it, I'm not going to some stupid event at a company I don't work for. Like, but you still are cool going to those things.
No, I'm going to take advantage of the relationships that I've built over the years, and when I'm there and I see people, I want them to be reminded that I was an employee for a long time and I almost deserve to be at these things. It's not entitlement. It's like I've put in a lot of effort into this company, and I should be able to reap the benefits of the time that I put in. So the things that I want to go to, I'm gonna keep those relationships going and go to those events.
I can promise you 100,000,000% that if Steve Covino was not working there at all, he wouldn't go there if they said, like, if like he was invited for a fucking hang with Dave Grohl, he'd be like, fuck that. Like, you're sort of swallowing your pride a little bit there, and I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're doing the right thing.
Who, me or them? Me
You.
or him? Oh yeah, I like it's. I'm not going to be completely nasty about it. I'm not bitter. I'm annoyed that they couldn't work something out after all the time and effort I put into the place. But you know, it's a chapter, and who knows what's next. You know,
Much like The Bachelorette, they let the wrong one go.
Yeah,
and they'll regret it. You know, it's an unfortunate scenario, but that's the update. So thanks for sharing, Spot. I didn't mean to bring down the vibe.
No, it was.
but-
I'm fine.
No, I know, but it's sort of like, eh.
And we'll go.
All our extra stuff, I think they just threw in the bonfire, right? Hey-o.
That's fine.
Yeah, I hope not, because we still have lots of good stuff there.
Yeah, Dan
But Rich,
Soder's playing with it.
On a Throwback Thursday,
Yeah.
I do want to ask one quick question. Throwback Thursday, I had this thought when I was recording and hosting Turbo stuff. On a Throwback Thursday, do you remember Christmas carolers at all?
Never in my hometown. I always thought that was in like Hallmark movies.
I did it. I did it in high school.
Do you
with
think
chorus.
that exists at all in today's world?
Well, not in COVID times.
Not
maybe,
in
but-
COVID times, but
Yeah.
when's the last time you
Yeah, I
saw
think
Christmas
it was-
carolers?
There was some. You know what? There was. This sounds like when your buddies, and I think everyone can relate to this because you're the master at this. Do you remember when something starts as a joke, but then it becomes a reality? Like this is such a Covino thing. Like you'll make fun of something so much, but then you start saying it so much that it's like, wait, does he actually like it?
I mean, we have so many of these that come and go.
He's an island boy.
Right.
An island, like you hated it so much, but I think of Island Boy, I think of you because you would fucking say it every day.
I'm a Christmas boy, just trying to make it.
See, our buddy Scary Jones got a cameo from them, and it's pretty funny.
No, I didn't see that. No.
It's fun. I sent that to you like a week ago. I'll see if I can find it. It's like
Christmas boy.
Scary Jones. He's our Brooklyn boy.
I could probably pull it up on his Instagram. Hang on.
But anyway, so my buddies and I were all in band because we were nerds, right? I played the fucking saxophone. My buddy played the trumpet. I had another buddy that plays the fucking
nerd
trombone.
Ready?
We joked with the owner of the local diner. You know the diner where you'd go get cheese fries at like 2 a.m?
Disco fries.
Disco fries.
Disco fries.
I love that they call them disco fries. We never did on Long Island, but I admire your Jersey name for him, so I'll call them disco fries.
Disco fries.
Disco
French fries with mozzarella cheese and brown gravy, correct? Is that how you did it as
Those
well?
are disco fries.
So-
Preferably waffle cut fries.
French fries, mozzarella cheese, mozzarella with some brown gravy for dippins. We told the owner of the diner, hey, around the holidays, we should come here and play some instruments, play some Christmas carols on our instruments out front. And the Greek owner was like such a sweet, warm guy. He's like, oh, and he had like a weird Muppet voice, like, oh, guys, that is so very nice. In fact, if you do that, beautiful dinner on me. And we were like, oh, fuck, So we fucking went there for like one night for a few hours as like a goof. But we fucking, like 4 of us played our instruments outside the diner for 4 hours, Christmas songs.
Dude, that's hysterical. Why are we getting all these fucking... Did you hit your head or something?
Yeah.
We're getting stories that we never heard before.
You know why?
Judy's Pizza. He worked at Judy's.
The edibles are erasing all his short-term memories that are unlocking all these long-term memories.
But yeah, it was
played outside a diner like a homeless guy?
You know some of the guys. My buddy Bill, Walter, and my buddy Jeff. We all played fucking Christmas carols.
I have just like one memory, like on a Throwback Thursday, of being at my grandparents' house. And it was always like, the most warm feeling ever being there. Grandma's making hot chocolate with graham crackers and whatever grandma's gave you at that time. And the decorations are up, all your grandma's homemade Christmas decorations. And their doorbell rang, and you're a little kid. You're like, who's that? What do we got, company?
You
What's
slide
going
up in
on?
your socks.
Yeah, you're like, and there was a bunch of people. Deck the halls with I was like, wow, the Christmas carolers.
It's carol
And I
singers.
thought that I'd be seeing more of that throughout my life. It was like a one and done thing. I don't think I'd ever seen him again.
Who's carol singers? Yeah, it's I remember distinctly in high school, as part of the chorus, we got a little group together and we did caroling. I remember that. I don't know if it was at people's houses or if it was at an event. I think it was at an event.
Maybe Spot, I bet you, like, if you were in the choir and you were, like, in that nerd circle, which I was, too, growing up, I guarantee you probably went to, like, the Scotch Plains Christmas tree lighting or some shit.
Is that like flash mob stuff from the Bob Cratchit days or something?
Yeah, I do remember.
And it just sort of went away.
Bob Cratchit.
I know this is off season, but I remember distinctly for Valentine's Day, we learned "When I Fall in Love." Remember that song? It was from Sleepless in Seattle.
Yes, of course.
We did that, and people bought like singing telegrams or whatever, and we went to people's houses and sang this for them and like gave them a chocolate or something. I remember that.
The premise is kind of dope, right? Like when you open up the door, it's like, what a surprise. It's sort of like a happy, yes, like, you know that feeling of a surprise party? You're like, wait, what's going on?
Bob, can you play my favorite scene from Love Actually, or is it going to get flagged? Christmas season when they're going around when Hugh Grant's going around trying to find his assistant. Oh, yeah. I hate Uncle Jamie.
Different scene.
I know, different scene, but I hate Uncle Jamie.
Spreading good tidings. You know, I don't think that exists anymore. I just don't. I mean, take COVID out of the conversation. You know, leading up to that is still something I hadn't seen or heard of since I was a little boy.
Yeah, is this something that happens? Is this something that happens in white neighborhoods? Because I don't remember this in the hood. That's from Mike. You ever notice that Rich only worked at places named after women? Judy's, Wendy's, and Taylor. You're right, I have.
That's so funny.
It's true. And by the way, so many comments if you're reading our feedback, by the way. People saying, disco fries, get the fuck out of here. And I have a thought about disco fries after we enjoy some Love Actually.
Ah, hello. Does Natalie live here?
No, she doesn't.
Oh dear. Okay.
Are you singing carols?
No, I'm not.
Please, sir, please. Please.
Well, I suppose I could.
Please.
All right.
Yay!
Good King Wenceslas looked out on the feast of Stephen, when the snow lay round about, deep and crisp and even, brightly shone the moon that night.
All right, it's enough.
That's a weird thing.
That dude's my favorite.
Throwback.
Dude's my favorite.
Such a good movie.
So that's my holiday throwback thought of the day, bro. Brought to you by D's motherfucking nuts.
I wonder if there's singing telegrams in LA. Maybe we should start sending those. That should be our thing.
By the way, just a fun fact. People are all commenting about disco fries, being like, what the fuck are they? That sounds gross. Yo, you don't know.
Oh, yeah, you can do singing telegrams. Yeah.
I mean, that's what you get with your Taylor ham sandwiches.
Yeah.
People, yo, Covino, motherfuckers need to know.
Motherfuckers just don't know.
There is nothing better in New York or New Jersey or anywhere, but apparently the rest of the world isn't down with this. Fuck the Taylor ham. I'm putting that aside for a second. You go have some drinks. You party with your friends. You're out and about late at night. You go to the diner. You pull up to the fucking diner. And you ask for disco fries or, can I get fries with some mutts and some gravy?
That's what it is. It's like East Coast, New Jersey poutine.
Poutine, yeah. That's
yeah,
how we
it's
describe
really,
it.
it's poutine. And listen, I love cheese curds and I love turtles too. I love cheese curds and, we had a cheese curd poutine at a diner at a restaurant the other day. Spot, how good was it? Oh, so good.
We did?
Oh, I had that with Narzan before you got there. Cheese. It was poutine, short rib cheese curd poutine.
You just dropped Spot off at Narzan's house.
That's funny. Well, cheese curds are a part of poutine, so it was just short rib poutine.
Yeah, but I'm explaining. But the point is, anyone that doesn't
fries.
acknowledge that French fries with mozzarella, and some brown gravy on the side to dip in, that was like a staple of like my teenager. I feel like for a 10-year period of my life, from teenagers until I was like 20-ish or so, that was the fucking go-to.
Last time I was back east for Thanksgiving, we got off the plane, went directly to the diner because we got in it was a red eye, so we got in at 6 a.m. We got Taylor ham, egg, and cheese sandwiches. I got a side of fries with a side of gravy. I got left off the cheese.
I don't know why they're called disco fries. I imagine this. Here's my guess.
You have them after the discotheque.
Yeah, Rich Rich described it perfectly. It's the way of life, and I'm sure everybody has some sort of similar routine. But if you grew up on the East Coast, New York, New Jersey, tri-state area, you go out and party, and you always ended up at some sort of Greek diner, and you got your Taylor ham sandwiches and your disco fries. And I'm sure it's called that because that's what you get after the discotheque, and it's probably something that started in the 70s, if not before that.
All the old Greek guys that started diners in the 70s were probably serving people after the discotheque.
There is not a diner on
What time, eh? Disco, eh? You want fries?
Disco. There's not a
you want
there's
fries,
not a diner.
cheese, gravy?
Not a diner in Brooklyn, Long Island, Jersey, anywhere that I would say every diner top 5 selling items on their menu is probably cheese fries.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
So not everybody said, a lot of people would say cheese fries and gravy. I have cheese fries and gravy, but everybody knew they were disco fries.
Like the diner, the Scotchwood diner that I would go to, I almost feel deprived because our disco fries, they were fries, but it wasn't like mozzarella cheese. They put just slices of American cheese on top, and it would harden. So you would get it.
American cheese is not the way to go.
And
You don't go.
No, I know. That's why I felt deprived for my childhood. You would pick up the fries, and they would all just come up in one big clump because the cheese just fused them all together.
It's amazing how it's such an East Coast staple. Like
so great.
every diner, New York City, Jersey, Long Island, Queens, and I'm not exaggerating. Every single fucking place.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the thing. It's weird to look back and be like, yeah, you know what? I probably had that way more than of all the things we've downplayed over the years. I bet you that's one of them. And it's how often the three of us would probably have cheese fries and gravy.
It was like a rich brown gravy. Like it had a lot of savory quality. It wasn't like a turkey gravy. It was like a very rich, savory gravy, and then the mozzarella would melt.
You know what it's sort of like, Spot? I think late night people just want some type of combination of cheese and bread, right? Or some type of carb and cheese. So think about all the late night snacks you love. A slice of pizza, cheese fries and gravy. Down in Texas, a lot of times after a party night, we'll go get some fucking tortillas and queso and guac or something like that. Like everyone just wants something to coat their belly, I guess, right?
And I agree with
Quick
Mike.
slice is always good.
Quick slice is fantastic. I agree with Michael A. The gravy does make the fries soggy, which is why you ask for the gravy on the side and you dip it in as you eat it.
Yeah, it's like, what are you, a psycho? You're the person that puts ketchup on your fries? No, you fucking dip, you moron.
You dip.
Yeah.
It's the way to
Oh,
go.
man, you're taking me back, bro. Take you back. Do-do-do-do. Maybe we should sing that song.
Garbage plates are
and
great.
continue caroling and end up at a nice diner. Bring it back to the old school on a Throwback Thursday, bro. We should do that. You want some rando news real quick?
I do want rando news, and
there's not a lot. It's quick.
Yeah, go through it, and then I want to talk about before we go. Just remind me to tell you a story of something nice that happened. I feel like for all the times you hear about shitty stuff that happens, let's talk about something nice. It's Festivus. People are supposed to air their grievances. I want to air something nice today, but hey, if you want to air grievances, maybe we'll do that before the end of the show.
Is it your butthole? You're gonna air out your butthole? That's pretty nice. Rich's butthole.
Now, I'll make it quick, Rich. Your 49ers are playing Tennessee tonight, 8-6 49ers.
Such a big game.
9-5 Tennessee Titans. Big game.
You know why?
What are your thoughts and predictions for this one?
You know why it's a big game? Because if the 49ers win, they're 3-point favorites. I don't think I want to touch it. If anything, I'd bet on it just because I'm a fan. I would like it more if it was 2.5, then a field goal wins. 49ers are hot. They've won 5 of 6, maybe one of the hottest teams in football. Tennessee started hot, struggling a little bit, but hey, what's so important about this game is that the 49ers win, and they're pretty much in the playoffs. And I say that because there's 3 games left. If they win, that would make them 9-6. They'd have to lose both games remaining on their schedule to even possibly be out of the playoff mix. And they play the Houston Texans next week, so that should be a win for the 49ers, you'd imagine, right? Because they're the worst team in football, the Houston Texans. So if the Niners win tonight, they're pretty much saying we're in the playoffs. So the Niners need it. But then again, on the other side of things, Tennessee is 9-5. Indianapolis is 8-6. So if they lose and Indy wins, Indy's tied with Tennessee for first place. So the Colts are coming on strong too. So My prediction,
Indy.
Niners in a close game, and then Indianapolis.
We named the dog Indy.
That's Mike and Shannon's dog.
We named the dog Indiana.
I mean, it's Indiana Jones's dog.
I know, but they named the dog Indy for that reason.
I know, yeah.
But the Colts play the Cardinals this week, so that's another tight, great AFC South versus NFC West matchup. So Colts at Cardinals. So if the Colts win and the 49ers win, I think that's your answer. I think those two teams win this week. So that's my prediction.
And a quick reminder that we'll be discussing all of this and more. It's not just sports, it's fun on Fox Sports Radio tomorrow. So join us on one of your local listings. Check your local listings on one of your local channels. Broadcast to almost 500 channels nationwide and on SXM Channel 83.
I don't think it is, bro, to be honest.
It is, unless it's overridden by another game or something.
Yeah, it's hit or miss. Just go to foxsportsradio.com. Just drive people to...
I'm giving people options.
Nah,
why would it is? It's on SXM 83.
Not always.
But again, like there could be a game on that cancels us out. So check your local AM, FM channels, Fox Sports Radio, or just go to foxsportsradio.com. We'll be on from noon to 4 West Coast time.
Yeah.
Noon to 4 West Coast time tomorrow, foxsportsradio.com. No free Twitch Fridays. So enjoy the game tonight. It's a big one, and I can't wait to hear Rich's jubilee tomorrow or Rich's disgust because Garoppolo's quarterback face didn't come through. We'll find out.
Hey, listen, if they lose, then they're forced to it's going to be a little tighter moving on, you know?
In other rando news, I don't know why this is even a story, but Elon Musk was trending early this morning, and anytime he's trending, I'm like, ooh, what's he doing? What's going on? Is he changing our lives? What's going on?
What do you say now?
Nothing really that awesome. He says that his primary home he rents. No, he lives in a $50,000 home that he rents on the Mexico-Texas border, and he says it's kind of awesome. And you know, a guy that could basically buy and sell whoever the fuck he wants, enjoys the simple life. Again, has a mansion in Austin, but lives in a $50,000 home.
Remember what was it, a couple months ago, that photo of him and Richard Branson came out, and they were standing in front of like the weakest kitchen ever. He wasn't wearing shoes. It's like, you know,
yeah,
you don't need fancy.
He rents it.
You know what, Cove? I've said it before, and I truly feel this way. There's a level of opulence that I think a guy like you would really dive into, but I have no interest in. Like, I feel like the size of the house I live in now.
I want to live like DJ Khaled, bro. This guy's always lamping in luxury. He's lamping in luxury all the time.
You like that? I feel like that's like all showy and fake and surface and isn't.
Depends.
Really...
I like cozy too, so I need a little bit of a blend.
There's a part of me that you see these people with these fucking monstrous infinity pools and huge yards, and they have like 10, 15,000 square foot places. Do you really want to live there with a family? Is that really the life you want to live? Maybe. To me, I just feel like that's so sterile and cold and doesn't feel warm.
Too much to clean.
It's fucking beautiful.
Rich.
But to me...
Rich, think about how much you have to clean now that you have a house. Imagine like tripling that.
Hey, Spot.
Quadrupling that.
Truthfully, Sarah and I with the 2 kids, if our house was bigger than this house, wouldn't it be too much? Isn't this just the right size?
Yeah, there comes a point where you are just living beyond your necessity, and it's not, you know.
We have a house that is, I think, big for the area, but we have 2 kids. We have a 5-bedroom. We have
one of them's a studio.
Yeah, and one's our home studio. So like, it's a guest bedroom, the studio. The kids have a room in it, and I think that's big and enough. I want bigger than this would be out of my price range, but bigger than this, I just think it's too much. Like, what would you want to do with all that stuff? What do you need? I don't know.
I mean, I feel you. I do. I agree with you. I do agree with you.
I'm not saying
that's sort of the lesson I think that we're supposed to learn from a guy who could have whatever he wants. He rents a $50,000 home on the border and says it's kind of awesome and he loves it. And he has a mansion and he's never in it. So it does make you think. The other story is a stupid one. That's what we sort of focus on. And it's one of the biggest stories today. Spot sent us the story yesterday. Then we noticed it was everywhere. It's the Wheel of Fortune story. And Is Pat Sajak a jerk off? Is he the guy getting all the heat for no reason?
I don't know if it's
or,
his
Or do you say
decision.
rules are rules?
I don't think it's his call. However, this clip, you're right. Spot sent it. I watched it, and after that, it's almost as if Spot was just number one to the punch, because after that, people sent it to me. I saw it on TikTok. I saw it on Instagram. I don't think it's Pat Sajak. I think he was in his. He got in his.
Had to have been a producer that'd been like,
yeah, a producer's like, sorry, Pat, they didn't get it.
Yeah, let's watch the clip.
This infuriates me so much. I think I should let you know. Let me set it up, because that way you hear what's going on. This woman is trying to solve the puzzle.
It's the final. It's the final round. It's the.
And we could tell that it's, what is it? Choosing the right, and she can't figure out the last word.
She says card.
Fork. Oh.
She says card first.
I know there's a D coming, I think.
So
and that's wrong.
Just take a look at this, and they're saying her pause.
Well, hold on. And then she gets it right. She gets it right, but she pauses, and they're saying she pauses too long. Therefore, doesn't win the grand prize. And the grand prize is a good one.
What are you doing is the category. You have 10 seconds to try to talk it out. Good luck.
Choosing the right card. Choosing the right word.
You know, this one's tough because you said all the right words, including the word, but as you know, it's got to be more or less continuous. We'll allow for a little pause, but not 4 or 5 seconds. I'm sorry, you did a good job in getting it, but we can't give you the prize. And
but no Audi?
The Audi. Oh, man. Well,
that's Bukkake.
Yo, that's fucking Bukkake is right, Spot.
That is bull crap.
Choosing the right card. Choosing the right word. She got it. Fucking because she didn't say it.
Before that meep. So she got it before that meep. That's
Infuriating.
crazy.
Infuriating. In fact, you know what she will get, though? She will get that car because social media has now taken over.
Right.
And celebrities and everyone are reaching out to Audi, being like, yo, give this woman her car. People are reaching out to Wheel of Fortune. If Wheel of Fortune wants good press and not to look like pieces of shit,
They have to now, yeah.
they'll give her the car. And you know what? Game show Spot will tell you. Game shows are designed, they have a budget for this.
Yeah, and they want you to win.
Yeah, they like when
They really do.
Other shows, yeah, they tell you, they're like, listen, we want you to win. We're insured. We have money, the prizes, everything. So
They have
that's
advertisers. Like Audi's a big advertiser, so I'm sure like Audi is giving them the car.
Yeah, but
so Audi gets their name on Wheel of Fortune.
Annoying. I agree that this is bogus, right? This is bunk. Like, how did she not win? I'm on your side 100%.
I mean, rules are rules, but
rules are rules. Hold on.
Rules are there.
And
no rules.
isn't it sort of kind of eye rolly that if you kick and scream enough, you get what you want in today's society?
is.
I don't like falling into that either.
That's the flip side of this, and I agree
That's
with
the
that.
flip side. I'm just giving you the flip side. Like, isn't there something a little lame about, hey, but just because you don't like the rules, now you're going to cry and we're forcing people to bend backwards and bend the rules to make everybody happy?
Rules are rules, but rules are for fools. Rules, when they
Something
don't
to be
make
said
sense.
about it.
Listen, rules when they don't make sense, a lot of times, what are they done? The rules change, right? Like in the NFL, they're constantly changing rules. There's still rules they need to change, like when you fumble forward into the end zone, how it's a touchback for the other team. Like, there are rules that are stupid. You're like, that makes no sense. So if the girl said if she held on to the word right, what if she did this, guys? What if she was like, choosing the right
word?
Would that have been a good, because she never paused?
Well, Wheel of Fortune, as we know, and we've seen this a few times throughout some viral clips over the years, they do have some odd rules when it comes to pronunciation, especially. Like if she had said choosing the right void, like she had an accent or something, they'd have been like, oh, I'm sorry, you said void, not word.
Well, the
like
one
that's
guy
why if you ever see
the one guy deserved to fucking fail. Remember the guy that said Achilles instead of Achilles?
Like if you're a regular wheel watcher, like I used to be, watching Jeopardy and then Wheel of Fortune, you see certain people and they overpronounce things. They would be like, choosing the right word, so they don't get caught in that that viral thing.
Right.
So I don't know if they push that rule and said you have to say it continuously or it doesn't count, they have ground to stand on. If that was
I
like
mean-
a hidden rule that she didn't know,
reading
Yeah,
the
but, you
reading
know,
the-
again, rules are
range.
rules, dude.
but
I
in that,
agree with you, but
that's a very
Alex is saying they're long established rules.
and that's a
Josh
high
is
pressure
saying-
situation. You know, that's a very high pressure situation. To her, that probably felt like a millisecond, and she didn't even realize it.
Now,
So that's not
Josh
fair.
is saying she got the car. Is there an update we don't know about?
Oh,
Audi
let me-
gave it to her.
Oh,
Is
Audi
that the
gave it to
update?
her?
Take a
Let me
look if that's the update because, yes, we are
see.
questioning Pat Sajak, Alejandro. It does make Wheel of Fortune look bad. I don't play by the rules. Jeff, you're right. Rich doesn't play by the rules.
Rich doesn't play by the rules.
you know what that's like? That's like your you know what Audi did to Wheel of Fortune? It's like your mom said no, so you went to dad and dad said yes.
Yeah.
It's like you undermined the Wheel of Fortune's rules by doing that. Showing again, if you kick and scream in today's
Yeah.
world, people don't want to fucking get bad press, so they're going to do everything they can to make it right so that people don't kick and scream like
Yeah.
little baby bitches. I don't like that just as much as I don't like the fact that she didn't get the car
Update
originally.
as of like an hour or so ago. After a contestant, the luxury car company is stepping in to provide that contestant with a brand new car.
Boom.
Viral
Good PR.
sensations.
Good PR for Audi. To be honest, there's times where you think, like, did they do that just to create a good PR opportunity? Hey, you never fucking know, right? I mean, it's like maybe they're
I
like,
think so.
but it's such a in the spur of the moment thing that Covino, I'm with you 100%. Covino made a great point, which is you're torn here, right? Because there's part of you that's like, I don't like the culture where, you know, you complain enough, you just get what you want. That's nonsense.
Have fun
However,
paying the
I
taxes
do
on
feel
that.
like this woman got a little bit. You could say
I do.
rules. I don't think, choosing the right word.
White.
Beep, got it. Like, because she paused a second. You knew, Covino, it's not like she didn't.
But like
Oh,
Spot said, when you give your answer, it's almost like final answer. It has to be choosing the right word. It can't be choosing the right, and then you're trying to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
if
but it was very-
those are
but
the
I'm just saying-
rules,
I'm
rules
just
are
saying,
rules.
Covino,
Without
when
rules,
you use,
society
when
crumbles.
you use common sense.
Yeah, I'm playing devil's advocate. I agree with you.
No, I agree. I'm just saying, I agree. I don't think everyone should just get shit for the hell of it. But when you use common sense, you realize the woman knew the sentence and she figured out the fucking word in time. I don't see how you could say, well, she hesitated. Choosing the right, and then you could tell she was stuck on the last word and then realized it was fucking word.
I have a question. What if she had like isn't there like $1 million prize? what would they do then? How would that resolve itself?
Society would kick and scream and start a GoFundMe
Right,
to
'cause
ensure
this-
she got something out of it, because it's just how it is. But it's a big story. It was only second to – it was like one of the top trending stories of the day, only second to this crazy Vato turtle that was seen in the Idaho Boise Zoo yesterday.
Did you hear about that?
Yeah,
I
dude,
did,
went
yeah.
viral. Yeah, it went
Crazy
it's a
Vato
big
turtle?
story. Big story, bro. Big making waves, pun intended.
Crazy Vato turtle is just
Crazy Vato turtle.
He's on the loose. Look at him.
Yeah,
He's on the loose.
On the loose.
Crazy Vato
On the
turtle.
loose.
So weird. I didn't see that news alert.
No.
Oh yeah, no, it was a big story. It was that and Wheel of Fortune. Everybody was talking about it yesterday.
You got to.
Oh wait, is this the wait a minute? Did I hear correct that the Crazy Vato turtle is so popular that they want him to actually drop the potato on New Year's Eve?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's taking the whole city by storm. Boise's really embraced this guy. It's a weird thing.
Yeah, he was spotted around Boise. Crazy
Yeah.
Vato
It's
turtle.
like urban legend now. Everyone's like, "Hey, did you see did you hear about this turtle? Fucking yeah, I think he was Mexican. I don't know."
I heard
By the way,
this-
the funny part is you don't need to be a turtle. I think you're the only Mexican in Boise.
It's true. It's true, but it's not true. Yeah. But so yeah, those are your stories on this Christmas Eve. And if we don't see you, Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. But again, we'll be on Fox Sports Radio tomorrow, foxsportsradio.com, noon to 4 on the West. That's 3 to 7 on the East.
Let's see.
That's the random news of the day.
All was good for Wheel of Fortune. People will now watch again. You still got to pay the taxes. You got to do all that.
Well,
shit,
that's I assume when you go on Wheel of Fortune and you win some money that gets you to the final round, you're using that money to pay your taxes. So it's like it all kind of feeds itself. Ask JC in Kentucky, he won.
Hey, congratulations! And listen, if it was just someone complaining, I'd say yo, bullshit. She shouldn't just get it for complaining. But I think that was a perfect example of
a bad rule.
A rule where it's like, really? Is that a rule? It's like there's rules like that all the time in life. And those are the rules you have to say to yourself, like, really? Like, I mean, not to get political, but isn't it sort of funny how, like, you go to a coffee shop and everyone's sitting down in Starbucks without a mask, but when you're waiting for your fucking to-go order, you have to wear a mask? Like there's things that don't make sense, right? I mean, and the things that don't make sense, you just look at someone and say, it doesn't make sense. Like Jim Ryan, my buddy from The Pulse, when he came out to L.A., I think I told you this, we went to Jersey Mike's for a little sandwich, and he's like, so wait, out here you have to wear a mask to order, but then you could sit right here and eat without a mask? I'm like, yeah. He's like, what do you mean?
But he said it with
like, oh, yeah, I was like, that's how it is.
But he said it with a very smooth voice.
Because Jim Ryan
has a very smooth voice.
So let me get this straight.
Oh, you know what I heard Jim Ryan say? Tell me what you think of this. Speaking of Jim Ryan, I heard him do a little Pulse update. Harry Styles was offered $2 million to perform for a fucking billionaire tycoon on New Year's Eve. And he said no, because he'd rather spend it with his girlfriend, Olivia Wilde. Can you imagine turning down $2 million for a fucking quick, like, private performance?
I guess when you have options like Harry Styles, he can make a quick $2 million anywhere. A regular schmo like me, yeah, I'd love to spend a night with Olivia Wilde.
But
wow, wild baby, wow. But yeah, we would jump at that opportunity. You know, we jump at lesser opportunities.
Do you think Harry Styles then says to Olivia Wilde, "Hey, listen, babe, I gave up $2 million for you. You better fucking put out."
He better at least get a
knobby,
some Hershiser action that night.
I'll get a knobby under the tree.
Yeah, yeah.
Felice knobby job, Olivia.
Yep. Felice knobby job is right. Piece of ass.
Can it be?
He chose piece of ass. I respect this guy. With Christmas knob under the tree. The greatest Christmas story, Rich.
I know. The greatest Christmas story
makes my day when women give peace, giving peace of us.
Piece of us.
Can it be? Oh, just for me.
Harry Styles going to be singing that shit.
Before we get to my final... see, again, this might be feel-good story. You might say, fucking bullshit. So I don't even know where you're going to stand on that, on my last thought of the day. But I had something based on what you just said. Oh, before we give me my last thought of the day, Spot, to put you on the spot.
Spot here.
Just based on the Wheel of Fortune clip, can you see if there's like a quick little compilation of best Wheel of Fortune fails? I feel like that would put us all in a good mood. I feel like there's some good ones.
They're aggravating.
Like, did someone put together like 30 seconds a minute, like maybe some good Wheel of Fortune fails?
I got you, Rich.
I said it. A shout out to JC in Kentucky too, because he's one of our Covino and Rich listeners that actually won a few bucks on the Wheel of Fortune.
No, let's see. God,
I feel Spot. Seeing him do a game show, you and I did a game show, JC. It's a weird thing.
There's long compilations. I don't want. I feel like
you know what? Spot start it, and then if we get bored, maybe play two. I just feel like I want to watch someone fuck up. Let's go. Let's see some Wheel of Fortune mess.
I hope it's just not one of those like narrated, annoying kind of like. And let's take a look at the top fails of Wheel of Fortune. Nominated number 20.
If it is,
we got the mythical creature Agilus.
If it is, then I take the blame.
You'll never forget this moment.
You'll never forget. So Frank was a contestant on Wheel of Fortune.
That's good.
When you're trying to find when you're trying to find the clip you need, and you're like, oh, I think I got it. It's some fucking, no offense, usually some like Hollywood aspiring woman doing it. Oh.
Here are the biggest fails of Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, here we go.
Coming in at number 10.
Whoa. Hey.
Turn it over. Lay it down right over that London trip down there.
Oh, shit.
$6.50.
Why?
Uh-huh. There's a Y. 500.
G.
1 G.
Do I have to watch him do the whole thing?
Oh, get to it.
Coming in at number 8.
C.
Yeah, there are 2 C's. Wow.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Wow. Okay.
Can I solve?
Oh, well, that'd be a good idea, yeah.
Mythological hero Achilles.
You can't accept that.
Okay.
Shelby.
I'll solve.
Yeah.
Mythological hero Achilles.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, boy. Well.
That's the worst.
Wah, wah.
That's the worst.
This
What's
is-
worse, when Rich wore his
this
blue
isn't
shirt
real.
on that game show or that one?
Yes, there's a G. Pick up that $10,000. Put it down in front of you. What do you want to do?
Spin.
Oh, okay.
Oh, why? Oh.
A letter.
A K.
Are you serious? Look at that.
I'll solve.
You're going to solve it? Go ahead.
Exclusive nightclub.
Oh, that's it, yes. I believe every letter you called is in this puzzle.
Oh, I haven't seen this one. Have you?
A couple more. This is fun.
Boy, call the right letters, didn't he? It's a thing. You have 10 seconds. Can he do it? Good luck.
Magic hand, magic band, magic yan, sand, van, canned, jand, panned, fan, band, wand, wand. Oh!
That's the worst.
Wow,
That and looks so
yeah,
handy.
I'm sorry. You had
Right,
that
I've had
sound
enough.
in your
I
mind.
did.
Oh, it looks so.
That's the
handy.
worst.
Watch
And
on your own
that one.
time.
Magic hand.
Magic hand. Well,
Magic sand.
Magic hands right here.
Wand.
Wait, wand. Oh.
I'm telling you, high pressure situation. You can laugh all you want, but when you're in that
Spot, I
moment,
feel you.
when you're in that moment, you don't realize.
Rich, I still would love on a Throwback Thursday to see your mom on Bowling for Dollars.
Oh, I've been searching
never
for
away.
years. I like tried to track down the production company of that show to see if I could request a copy on VHS.
If there was ever anyone that did investigating or found a way to find Marianne Dempsey from the mid-'70s on Bowling for Dollars, maiden name Dempsey, Marianne Dempsey as a contestant on Bowling for Dollars,
That would be hilarious, bro.
no way it could be tracked down. I feel like there's no way.
Yeah, because this is a true story. Rich's mom was on Bowling for Dollars. That's great.
Hey, listen, Covino, I look back at the game show you and I were on, and in that moment, like, I'm like, oh, how did I miss that? Like, I got the right answer to get us to the finals, but then when I got to the finals, I was like, I fucking blew the little final round, and I'm like, oh.
No one was paying attention to your answers. They were just staring at your big blue shirt.
I know. No, that
Giant
was.
It's all right. You
puffy shirt.
redeemed yourself in the Dominican Republic when you beat that guy.
Oh yeah, that's true. Total redemption. Total redemption. Now, Spot, I sent you a bunch of clips, and if they're out of order, no big fucking whoopsie daisy, no big whoop.
Like Jed the Fish?
But yes, like Jed the Fish.
Few people get it.
Or like Cove the Turtle. Now, there's a Spot, start with the Jonas Brothers clip I sent you. It's the first of the I sent you a few different TikToks. The Jonas Brothers were doing the whole Joe Byron what is it? Bing bong. Just take a look at this. And I thought this was like, holy fuck, they're in the White House? With Joe Biden?
Vaccinated? Yes, sir. Hey, yo. Who's the president, man? Who's the president? Byron. Who's the president? Byron. What do you want to tell Joe Biden right now? What's up, baby? Take me out to dinner.
Do we get it?
We got it.
Bing bong. Are you vaccinated? Yes, sir. Hey, yo. Who's the president?
And I just, it dawned on me then I'm like, does everyone know the origins of Bing Bong and Joe Byron or no?
No, I think most people watching are in the dark. I don't even know. I mean, I put it all together now, but I don't know the origin of
You
it.
haven't seen this for like the last month or no?
No.
Oh, wow. This is like the number
Is
one.
it the compilation one?
Spot, the compilation one, only because it's a compilation. There's a TikTok account called Side Talk New York City, SciTalk NYC. And it's just some like fucking rough, cool guy going through the streets asking interesting people questions. And he finds all these fucking weirdos. And I mean, probably the most popular thing, bing bong, is just some guy in a car. And the whole Joe Byron is just some fucking weird street performer dude. Just take a look at the compilation first, because the compilation will just show you some of the things that you're like, oh, I've heard that. And if you haven't, trust me, these are probably the most popular things on social media right now.
It's just want to make sure it's this. This is the compilation, right?
Yeah. Now, Covino, back me up that even if you're not necessarily in the loop on this, it definitely is like the most popular social media trend right now.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yo, happy Thanksgiving, dickheads. We live back in Coney Island, yo. What are you thankful for this Thanksgiving? Beans, rice, Jesus Christ, and Byron. Who? Byron. Who? Byron. But you gotta tell Joe Byron right now. Bring me to the White House, baby. Hey, yo, he's kissing the cop car. What you gonna do when you see Joe Byron in the Oval Office? I'm gonna give him a big old kiss. Hey, yo. Bing bong. Yo, happy Thanksgiving, dickheads. We live.
Those are just some of the clips, but the bing bong with the guy in the car, who's the president? That same guy was the one that originally said Joe Byron.
This guy.
Okay.
So it's a guy. It's a New York City street guy that goes around.
You like bing bong. If you see these dogs in your front yard, just know upstairs I'm going hard. Bing bong. What do you want to tell Joe Byron right now? What's up, baby? Take me out to dinner. Hey, yo. Ariana Grande, what's up, mama? I'll come to Coney Island and take a spin on the Cyclone. I miss you. Fuck your life. Bing bong. If you see these dogs in your
front... So this fucking doofus. That's sort of funny. And the bing bong Joe Byron thing has blown up. The guy who's famous for saying Joe Byron, where they're fucking imitating it at the White House with Joe Biden and the Jonas Brothers and every celebrity, and it's the #1 trending thing on social media probably right now. They found out that guy is homeless, and they did a GoFundMe to get him an apartment because he was homeless, and a couple people have stepped up and tried to get him some suits so he could go on job interviews. And I just thought that, you know what? People get paid for a lot of dumb shit. This guy has brought joy and millions of views on someone else's page. I just thought it seemed like a good story spot. That was the other clip I sent you, I believe, right? Or no?
I wonder about the sustainability of something like that, though. So you got this guy at apartment.
I get it. Now, I know you don't want the guy like the guy with the golden voice, like
it's
is he
not
gonna be homeless again or not? I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it's not like
He's still my favorite hobo, though.
Oh, yeah.
Byron. This is TJ.
Sorry, hang on.
Yeah, but I thought this was like, Covino, you could say, dude, I say feel good story, but I could see someone saying like, so this guy just gets a GoFundMe because he said Byron. But then again, people on social media make actual livings doing this. So the reality is,
right, they're capitalizing off of this guy's shit.
If other people, like the guy, remember like the ocean spray guy on the skateboard ended up making like a ton of money?
Yeah.
Shouldn't he if fucking Instagram models are?
Yeah, when you put it that way, yeah. If you got all these people making money off of this guy's shit, yeah, it's a nice story. They're actually giving back to this guy. Yeah, I agree.
Is a legitimate revenue stream in 2021 where people unboxing things, making videos, doing promos. If hot girls are like, I'm getting my bikini waxing at this place, check it out. I'm doing this, look at my butt. And they're making a fucking ton of money. If some kid is making money opening toys and unboxing things, if people are making money on prank videos, if Bing Bong Weird Guy has given people laughs and billions and millions of views,
and added to their revenue stream.
Yeah.
You know what's interesting? Let me play the clip, and then I'll give you my thoughts.
Byron!
This is TJ, also known as the Joe Byron guy from the SciTalk videos. You know what I'm talking about.
Bing bong!
Well, after going mega viral, people realized that he was homeless and jumped in to help him with the GoFundMe that is currently sitting at $36,000. The people helped him get an apartment, but it does not end there. They are also helping him get some nice clothes so he can look nice for job interviews. The internet doing good. You'll love to see it.
Byron! Who? Byron!
This is TJ, also known as the Joe...
I mean, for all the shit, bro, for all the shitty stuff out there, I honestly, it made me feel like, all right, you know what? I'm cool with that. I like that. I like that. The guy didn't get $1 million, but guy got a little money so he could start surviving and got some suits and job interviews.
Let me play Scrooge. Can I be Scrooge? Bah humbug?
Yeah.
I have a few questions. One, the sustainability of this. So you got him an apartment, great. Who's controlling the funds? Who's responsible for making sure the money goes to the right places?
Yeah, you want to make sure Joe Byron guy gets it. You're right.
Why is this guy homeless? Does he have mental issues? Is there something wrong with him that he needs addressed that is not being addressed? And is he choosing to be homeless? Which you might roll your eyes at that question, but I hear it from my wife all the time because she deals with the veteran homeless population at the VA, and a lot of them have all these government assistance available to them, and they choose to be homeless, and they choose to live in certain conditions because they don't want to be under control or watched or all this kind of stuff. So there's a lot of questions I have here, but I think it's a
nice story. Someone else brought up the point spot. Someone said, "What type of job is this guy going to get if he thinks the president's name is Joe Byron?"
It's a great feel-good story, and it's nice to see other people helping other people. But I feel like that's very superficial, and people don't see the long-term or actual. They're not looking hard enough.
What, Spot? You're bringing reality into it.
I hate to. I'm sorry, but I just that's how I think.
Which is fair. You're right, because it's like, Covino, do you remember that? Remember that bit years ago we talked about on the show where they gave a homeless person $100,000 in cash in a suitcase, and like a couple months later it was gone already?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember there was that.
It's like every Beverly Hillbilly that wins the lottery.
Yeah.
They lose that shit. In a few months.
Like, remember that scam where it was like some homeless guy and this couple saw them and they started raising money and they apparently were all in it together and they were just pocketing the money or something like that. Remember that?
Yeah.
No, I don't trust situations like this. You're better off. You know what you're better off doing? Getting him into a treatment facility rather than getting him his own apartment where he's on his own.
Agreed. Well, maybe there's an update and they use that money for that. Because that would be the best solution for this guy.
He doesn't seem
but
like
still,
it's all there.
It's nice that they tried to give this guy, who again other people are capitalizing off of, a little bit of his due. So.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if everyone on social media has at least heard the clip, you might not know the origins. Because I'll be honest, I did a little homework a little while.
I've never heard it. I've never heard it, but I'm not denying it.
I
just saw the Jonas Brothers do it with the president, so I have to acknowledge.
Here's
that
another
it's
question: are they giving him an allowance for food? Like how? Like
Yeah,
okay, now he has a house. Now what?
I know what you're saying. I checked the origins a little while back myself because I'm like, where's the origin of this? Because I would hear my wife playing a lot of the Bing Bong stuff. I saw you see a lot of people doing the Bing Bong and the Joe Byron.
Happy holidays.
I'm thinking, yo, who is this guy? So I looked it up myself, and then you see the Jonas Brothers with the fucking president doing it. Like, I don't know.
Maybe Audi can send him an Audi.
Yeah.
They're handing him out apparently.
There are definitely cases in court right now about GoFundMe's for sure. Very scammy.
I think it's that one I spoke of.
Yeah. Let's see.
David Castillo. That's hilarious.
Dave Castillo's the $10 million man. He should donate.
He said Dave Castillo said SiriusXM just offered him a job and gave him entry to the 8th floor.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah, Joe Byron Radio.
Joe Byron Radio. Yeah, it's probably on TikTok Radio right now. Today's special host, the Joe Byron guy.
They emptied out my box of shit and gave it to him. His home. He traded in his home, and they used that to box up all my stuff and give it to me.
I'll tell you what, that TikTok Radio, it's I hate to say it, but I think it's way more relevant than Hits One these days. Like, I have it as a preset, and it's like, if you're a younger kid, because I'm fucking a 40-year-old guy. If you're younger, all the trending social media music on TikTok Radio probably just connects way more than like a top 40 radio station.
You know what? And I don't want you to
TikTok Radio.
I'll tell you what my daughter said. My daughter said that she wanted to give it a chance and was all excited about it, but that those songs are already old news to kids that are really living that shit. By the time it's trending, they're done with it.
True, but I'm saying they format their playlist based on the current trend. So yeah, it might be a little. If your daughter or people
think about who's programming it, right?
No, it's
like
not,
older people based on the trends.
Not true.
Younger. So what? A 12-year-old's fucking programming the channel?
No. But what I'm saying, it's not programmed by like some fucking old guy. What I'm saying is, they are to someone that is quote ahead of the trend. Then this is probably a little behind, but 99% of people, they program it to the trend of the day. So it's like, if it's like, let's say
that's my point. It's really for people like us who are capturing the trends. you know, the people who are on the trends, that shit's already old to them.
Yeah, I think I agree with you in between, because I don't think it's designed for an old person to be on the trend, but I think it's in between because they're ahead of top 40, if that makes sense.
And just to make it clear, what I'm trying to say is, if they're playing Into the Thick of It,
no, they're not doing it because they would have played that 6 months ago.
Whatever it is right now, the Joe Byron remix.
I have a question. Are they playing
My daughter's saying, as a 12-year-old kid that lives, eats, and breathes and shits this stuff, she's already passed that. She's already past Island Boy, and they're playing that.
Are they playing that
Because it's
Russian, like dirty Russian song?
Oh, the dirty Russian song spot. Play that. That's my favorite.
Are they playing that? By the way, horrible thing I saw, story I saw. I don't want to end on a downer note. Never mind. I don't want to end on a downer note, but it had to do with,
So in other words,
like,
that
social
might be
media
Rich's favorite. That
challenges.
might be Sarah's favorite. But as a teenage kid, is that their favorite? Because they may have been on that and past it already. Because there's so much. But I know it's doing really well. TikTok radio.
You're on like adult TikTok. They're ready in the future on TikTok.
That's what I'm trying to get at.
But I'm saying it's not as extreme as
it is, Rich. Because by the time think about by the time things go mainstream, right? There's so many people that already pushed it to the mainstream, and they're already past it. It's like before a song makes it on pop radio, there was a lot of people following that band that already knew that song. Same thing here. By the time it's trending, there's a lot of people already saw that shit.
I gotcha. I feel what you're saying.
It's just a different way to look at it. And I thought it was kind of interesting because I thought my daughter would like it too.
I feel what you're saying to an extent, because top 40 radio is known for being slightly behind slightly behind the trend setting because it takes, it's programmed differently. I'm saying this is programmed to the day's trend. They have like a young person in their 20s programming this, where each day the things because I've asked about this. I've actually talked to the people there. I'm like, how do you guys program TikTok radio? And it is to the day. So it's like, if something's trending today, that's what's on that channel. So I agree and disagree. So hey, agree to disagree a little bit. But I agree. If your 12-year-old daughter is ahead of the trend, then yeah, she's going to say that. But
well, those are the people that make it trend. So for that type of person, they're like, yeah, I already heard that shit. For you and I, and for someone who doesn't live their life with their nose on fucking social media, yeah, that's going to be a great way to know what's going on.
True that. Why you do that?
Yeah, if there's a 1-9 at the beginning of your birth year, then you're not up on the trends on TikTok.
What I'm not getting across is there are people that make the trends.
Scares me.
And then there's people that pick up on the trends.
Oh yeah. No, I'm just saying, like, I'm just taking out of the mix that it's not like Kiss FM or Z100 or Hits One where like some older guy's programming it. That's not how this operates. Because I was like, who's doing this? Because it seemed different, if that makes sense. But hey, TikTok is
huge.
It's huge.
I still can't get over the fact though how they allowed that shooting thing to trend, that school shooting thing to trend though. That was a little
all right. If you're gonna take it nasty, I saw there was another trend, and Covino, be aware of this. There's a blackout challenge where you're supposed to hold your breath until you black out. Some like 10-year-old girl died from that. I saw that news story yesterday. So it's all these fucking things that spread like wildfire, and because the kids are on it constantly and the parents can't monitor that constantly, they're seeing these things and they, it's horrible.
Fucking Joe Byron, bro.
Joe Byron. That's news to me. That shit was funny though. I like.
That's funny. Yeah.
Joe Byron.
Yeah.
And I'm on TikTok a lot, by the way, but my algorithm doesn't give me the same stuff it gives younger people or Sarah or I'm sure it's trending.
I just watch.
I've never seen that.
I just watch people's TikToks on Instagram Reels.
Same thing, yeah.
I'm sure Jordan knows Bing Bong Joe Byron.
Oh, definitely.
100%. Yeah,
definitely.
Guarantee it.
She probably did one. She probably did a video of it.
She probably
Bing
did.
Bong.
Yeah, she's probably doing one right now.
Yeah.
1 million views.
By the way,
giant donuts.
Spot, can you play one of Jordan's TikToks for me?
I would love to.
Which one?
Which one? take your pick.
Her $1 million hamburger video?
Yeah.
No,
her
not
million,
Joe
her million
Byron
viewed
guy
hamburger
from the
Not her-
Side Talk videos. No, Jordan posted a video on her TikTok from a little while back, and it just shows what she looked like when she had blonde hair and a tan. And it was like the whole gimmick is like an embarrassing photo of you of the past. And
I mean, she's like a preteen there. I have like good pictures of her with blonde hair, you know?
But that's not the point. I'm
Yeah.
saying it's a TikTok. Oh, it's the sixth one down where it says, "I want to look I want to look like Paris, Brittany, and Nicole 2000s face." It's the sixth
Oh,
one
I see it. I
down,
got it.
and to see Jordan behind herself, it's like, yo, how is that even the same person? It just shows you like when girls dye their hair or get spray tans or, you know, rub on tans. Like, yo, it's like, wow.
Jubbies. Ready?
And then and her sister Dallas sort of stayed with that look, right?
Yeah, she has blonde hair. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
Jordan naturally has blonde
Right.
hair. She dyes her hair brown.
But I was like, holy shit, because I've known Jordan as long or longer than you, Covino. And I was like, yo, I don't even remember Jordan with like this blonde hair.
I don't think she ever had that blonde hair.
Yeah, this is
during-
like her
yeah.
as like this is like before we She's like 17 here or something.
Yeah, I've never seen her with blonde hair.
Yeah.
Look at this spot.
It is so bad, I want to give you a 0, but that's not possible. So I give you a 1.
Oh my God. Hold on.
Like,
Yeah, we all had,
Oh
we
my
all
God.
had phases. I mean, you had frosted tips.
No, I'm
I
saying,
had frosted tips.
I was clean shaven and skinny as could be with fucking blonde tips and a fucking wooden necklace.
Seriously?
I get it.
In the
You gotta look back and
2000s?
laugh.
In the 2000s, I would have been all about this.
Yo, but how?
No, I got better. I got good pictures of her as a blonde. That's
But
just.
I'm not understanding what you're trying to say. Like, that's what she posted, so that's what I saw.
I'm not insulted by this at all. I'm just
Oh, I
saying,
know.
like,
I'm saying,
she
like-
did go through a phase where I think it was kind of dope. The whole point of this is that she looks booty there, but there were phases where she looked good with blonde hair. I kind of want it back a little bit.
Okay. That's the whole point of the TikTok. I was just saying, like, it's the whole trend of like, hey, here's me, like, I give you a 0. And it's just amazing that we all like.
I assume that was for some sort of pageant, right? Because she was
there a
like super spray tanned.
Is there a picture of
It's
you?
the weakest look.
I know.
Is there a picture of you that you feel like you look the most different from your current self? Because I don't think so, Covino, because even when you were a little puffy or a little thinner or a little more ripped in college, like, you still sort of look the same. Like, I don't think but I feel like my wife was very tan at some point.
There was a picture of me.
I have a picture of Sarah where
Yeah.
she's like so tan, where it's like, yo, like, you weren't like doing blackface, were you?
She was
like,
she was
so-
pageant. She was pageant
she was,
tan.
like, pageant tan.
Oh
and it's
no,
like,
it wasn't pageant tan. It was when she was doing the fitness stuff. Because the
Yeah, but Scott,
fitness modeling
Oh,
and the
yeah.
fitness conventions, they're way super tan, more than pageants. I remember that.
But no, I wish I could find that picture.
Was it
Sarah,
when we
but
did the
Sarah
Arnold?
was
It was when we
Sarah
did the
was like
Arnold.
brown tan, like, because they have to they bronze you for those things. But I'm trying to think as a man, like, Spot, I always love to show that first picture of me and you together 20 years ago. You're clean shaven with like poofy hair and like you're a bigger guy. I don't think I've ever looked that different, and I think it's with like Pete Dominic.
You had a needlehead.
Pete Dominic's a bald-headed guy with a beard. There was a time where Pete Dominic was clean shaven with an afro. We worked with
I don't know that. I don't know that Pete Dominic.
We work with a
I've
guy.
never met him.
We work with a guy for 20 years at SiriusXM now, Covino. A guy named Dave Horvath.
Yeah.
Dave was a guy that when I first met him, he was clean shaven with he had brown hair.
I remember when I met Dave.
He shaved his head and now has a beard. And I'm like, yo, for people that just met him, they don't know that old version. Like, I'm just pointing out that when I saw Jordan post that, I'm like, yo, I don't know if I could. What picture would I choose to be the most opposite of me ever? Is it like skinny pinhead 20-year-old version of me? Like, I don't even know, because it doesn't even still look that much different.
I'll try to find it. But there was a picture of me at Yosemite, and I had like a backpack on, like I was on a backpack trail.
You look like Dora the
You
Explorer.
guys were like, that doesn't even look like you. And it wasn't even that long ago.
What about when you had like a beard, when you were like bearded Covino? Because now I'm used to you being clean shaven again. Like, is bearded Covino like a weird phase?
I mean, it wasn't a phase. It was
years of your life.
it was like 15 years of my life. You know, That's all through my 30s, late 20s, and Jordan sees pictures of me now with the beard of her and I, and she's like, I fucking hate that look, and I kind of miss it a little bit.
I'm not talking about stubble, Covino. I'm talking like there was a minute where you actually had like a little bit of a beard going on, like a thin beard, and I'm like, yeah, that might have been a look. Maybe mohawk, Covino.
That was a phase. Yeah,
Aztec,
that was
Aztec Warrior, Covino.
Aztec Warrior, yeah. Because that was maybe like 6 months of my life. I hate when you go through a phase, and during that phase, that's when the most photos of you are taken.
Right.
And it looks like it was a big part of your life, but it was just a phase.
It's my Abe Lincoln theory. Abe Lincoln.
Yeah.
Abe Lincoln may have only wore a top hat for like a month of his life and be like, yeah, it's really not working. And everyone's like, oh, Abe Lincoln top hat.
Can I tell you something? I brought up Abe Lincoln yesterday, not to get off track, Rich, but remember that theory we had that there was a study?
Yeah.
Abe Lincoln comes up to your conscious thoughts at least once a day.
Yeah.
Whether it be through currency, a street sign, a school you see, or, just thinking about Abe Lincoln. I brought that up because there's a gigantic Abe Lincoln statue across the street at the park here in Idaho where I'm at. So I brought up the fact that, yeah, there's this collective conscious about everyone thinks about Abe Lincoln at least once a day, whether subconsciously or consciously. And everyone at the table, younger than me, like, yeah, I don't ever think about Abe Lincoln. Jordan's like, I don't ever see pennies or money, so I don't think about Abe Lincoln ever. I'm like, well, Rich and I reference Abe Lincoln at least once a show. There it is. There it is. The Abe Lincoln top hat theory.
Abe Lincoln may have wore a top hat once in his life. I bring up Abe Lincoln. It's stinking like Abe Lincoln. You said it the other day on Fox. I mean, Abe Lincoln, you think about him once a day.
Well, their take was, no, I think you're the only guy that thinks about him once a day. I'm like, all right, then I made that up. But he may have worn that top hat once. Someone drew a picture of him, and that's how we know him for the rest of his life.
Is this the Abe Lincoln statue in Boise?
Yeah, dude. It's huge.
It's handsome.
I'm going to take a picture with it.
Why don't you sit on its lap?
No, sit on the top hat.
Can I tell you, I already did, but I haven't. I don't want to post it because someone will say I disrespected it.
You sat on the top hat?
No. That's a funnier picture. I should have.
You should sit, bury your head in his crotch.
So I was thinking like Abe Lincoln. But, yeah, we all go through phases, man. It's just you don't want to be remembered by some of the bad ones.
Earlier in the show, I said something about good-looking women getting ahead. There's a viral video of some really big woman, and it makes me wonder, like, if you were that big,
yes,
like, wouldn't you feel concerned about your health? Like, what's that show that's on where it's like the women, the sisters that are like 600 pounds or 1,000 pounds?
Didn't one of them die?
1,000-pound sisters.
Didn't one of them die?
I don't
Remember
know.
they drank their sodies?
Yeah,
Sodies.
Sodies.
I don't
Wasn't
know.
That my
The
600-pound life? Wasn't that show?
I just feel like I don't know. I don't know what made me think of it. Someone just, why Austin Arnold just texted me this video of like a really big woman dancing on TikTok, and it's gone pretty viral. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, people and love comes in all shapes and sizes, but when people like sort of own the fact that like, yeah, I'm 600 pounds, I'm like, yeah, like that. Yeah. Every day I'd be thinking about like, when is my body gonna go out?
Yeah, scary. Yeah, for sure. No one's happy that way. Nobody.
I feel like that's
I
feel like that's such exploitation. It really is. It really, really is.
You must feel trapped in your body. Like, I don't feel like I should be this way, and it's an unhealthy way to be. So you could embrace it the best way to try to be happy. And we as a society sort of put it on a pedestal. That's counterproductive because that person's going to die, and that's sad.
Yeah. All right, listen.
You just fired me down.
I know.
That's why I changed my shit up.
By the way, Rich, never mind.
What?
No, say it. What do you got?
I was thinking about phases or like bad moments.
We've gone long today. Shit.
Well, I just assumed we were giving people a nice little Christmas treat.
Yeah. Remember, no free Twitch Friday tomorrow, but we are on Fox Sports Radio from 3 to 7 Eastern, noon to 4 on the West. Covino and Rich on Fox Sports Radio. Just go to foxsportsradio.com, and maybe Spot will post the link in our Patreon. But if we don't see you, Merry Christmas Eve. Don't bring up politics. Don't bring up COVID or vaccines or religion. just enjoy your time with your friends and family, and don't get the Omicron
hope
or
you don't
the
get
Omarion
Omicron.
or any of that shit.
Hope you don't get the Omicron in your stocking.
Exactly, yeah. Enjoy your holidays, guys, and thanks for being supportive of us. We appreciate you, and we'll see you soon.
Oh, and by the way, on the Omicron tip,
Happy Festivus.
the first COVID pill was approved by the FDA, followed by a second one.
For people with high risk.
Yeah. So there's a pill now, and they are still not 100% sure about the magnitude of Omicron as far as if it's less or more dangerous, but it's leaning towards it's less of a severe variant.
But it's spreading like wildfire.
Yeah, you're seeing
spreading like Rich's butt cheeks in the 2000s.
Yeah, you're seeing
the 2000s.
What you're seeing is a less deadly strain spread faster, which maybe that's a good thing because then it'll fucking get through everyone. Like maybe that's the goal. They're saying there's people that have had parties where everyone was vaccinated, everyone got checked, everyone got it. There's people on social media now.
Yeah, it was some gingerbread party.
There's people that are saying that if you live in New York, you have it now. Like have you seen those social media videos where like New York now, it's almost like, yo, you fucking leave your house, boom, you got it. Like it is.
What did I say?
You just said it was over last week.
Yeah, you said it was over.
Well, no, over as far as us reacting to it. I think it is.
No, you said it was gone.
I think we're seeing the final stage. I think Omicron's what's going to send it to the next level.
I knew we were all going to get it. Eventually, we're all going to get it, and it's just about how it affects us all. I knew this.
And if this
we're all going to turn
if Omicron is contained, this might be it. Let's hope.
Well,
Christmas
stay safe, stay merry, enjoy your Christmas classics, your songs, your movies, enjoy your family, enjoy your presents, and I hope you enjoyed the Covino and Rich show. Sending tidings and good cheer from our family to yours.
Exactly. We'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Arrivederci, baby.
See you in the promised land.
Goodbye.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.
I won't hold you, your rump I will pump. No time for gift shopping, your rump I will pump. I don't like ice skating, your rump I will pump. Rump I will pump, rump I will pump.
Piece of ass,
your rump I will pump.
can it be? With Christmas knob under the tree, the greatest Christmas story makes my day when women give thrills, giving peace, of ass, piece of ass.
You, your rump I will pump. Hear
Just
that ass
for
thump.
Yeah.
Ready? We don't need Christmas lights, your rump I will pump. No time for snow angels, your rump I will pump. If you've no gifts to bring, just pump in her rump. Just show her who's the king and pump in her rump. Pump in her rump, pump in her rump. So get on your knees, your rump I will pump. Then I will come. Then I will come.